And we're recording. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a minute for this group. Plan A, back in action. As always, I'm Brian Kynes, the creator of the Tales of Ulran campaign setting. We use Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, heavily homebrewed, to tell our story. And the awesome folks that are joining me here this Sunday afternoon are here to help me write the story, one chapter at a time. It's been a little bit for this group to get back into this. We've got some really heavy stuff going on. We're climbing up through the water temple of Yaota. We had to remember where everyone's place was, had to look through notebooks and find shit, like the professionals that we are. And I think we're squared away and we're ready to rock and roll and try to get inside of this son of a bitch so we can get some things accomplished. Let's go ahead and start with introductions. I do want to say, before we go on, Bella is brought over this program and is now animating Silwen's avatar as well. It's awesome stuff. I'm loving this program. Just before we started, I said some dumb off-the-wall shit, and her character made this face that was like, I just noticed automatically. It picks up on things really well. It's pretty cool. So, now that I'll shut up for just a second, Bella, go ahead.
I'm Bella. I play Silwen, the Maiden of Song Bard and Lancer. I am the Tempest Lancer, is that subclass. And it's a really cool homebrew class. And yeah. And now you can see her move around a little bit more.
It's really cool. The animation was neat, but as we had it fade, because I just took a bunch of images of Silwen making different expressions and made like a virtual flip book, but the hair wasn't the same in all of them. So she would kind of influx, and but
Yeah.
this is really.
It does get
cool
her teeth wrong, which kind of sucks, and it doesn't pick up my hand, so I may yawn. I was just telling Jeremy, and then all of a sudden, I'm talking right now, I'm covering my mouth with my hand, and then all of a sudden,
Silicon needs to get proficient in ventriloquism.
Yep, no, that's the way we solve that problem. Exactly.
That's awesome, dude. Thank you for joining us, Bella. Colby, you're next.
My name is Colby, and I am playing Killtusk, who is a barbarian / ranger, and he has a beast companion named Loki, and it's this wonderful creature right behind me.
Yes, it is. Loki's pretty cool.
Yeah, but the person riding it is not exactly what he looks like.
Yeah, well, I'm artistic, but not enough to create that in your likeness, sir. That's just kind of the best we could get away with. Colby, thank you for joining us, buddy. Mr. Keaton, go ahead.
I will be playing the part of Merc, who is piloting basically an angelic battle armor that goes by the name of Brahmas, aka Freight Train, in the words of recent events.
Nice. And also, I have written down, just so you remember, you have cast something, I think that shroud of something. Spirit Shroud is on your character. Remember that shit, because when you told me what it does, I was jealous.
And it's also, if I recall, it was cold damage.
Cold damage, thank you.
You did something as well. You gave us, not inspiration. What is it that you do?
Bless.
Yeah. Silwen and I had a blessing.
Also, before let's do you first, Dan, and then we'll move on. Danny, please go ahead.
Dan McGuffey. I'll be playing Bass, the wily rogue turned celestial warlock after an encounter with an angel.
It's the Lifetime show, like we keep talking about. One celestial angel reached out and touched an elf, in the story of Bastille. I love it. It's good stuff. So, anyway, to continue with what you were touching on there, Danny.
This Lifetime episode.
Yeah.
Elves in high places.
Brought to you by Oil of Olay. That's right. For ageless skin and beauty that never ends. Oil of Olay. I like it. So anyway, God, I watched too much shit with my mom growing up, dude. My man points are going down the gutter. Oh, Christ. So anyway, it's hard to recover from that.
Football.
I drew a blank. I'm stuck in Lifetime movies. That's too funny.
Let's go.
Let's go, damn it.
Years.
Right on. So moving forward with this, I want you guys to. We're getting ready to get into some really, really interesting shit. So I'm going to be controlling a lot of different switches, buttons, and levers. Oh my! Please be sure to write down things as they happen, not just to help you, but to help you, help me, help you. All that stuff. The third wall is broken. So, without further ado, here we go. When we were last doing this, Silwyn was the last one to go. And she had done that awesome aerial vault Skylancer move. And she had landed on one of the Reavers, one of the big boys that breathes the acid out. And destroyed him, turned him into a pile of ice cubes and slimy scales as he was standing in the middle of this frost rune. It was a good, strong hit. Just remind everyone, Darius, although he is wolfed out in lichen form, Corey has told me he is there to kick ass and not even worry about taking names. He's just there to make sure this goes down. He took a heavy bout of damage from a double barrel shot of acid from these Reavers, which took him down below half hit points. It was scary shit. Silwyn went, and now we're going back to Bastille, which is a little bit south of this action. He is here with Infernal Image, the version of the Mirror Image spell crossed with Hellish Rebuke hybrid awesomeness. Danny, it is your go, sir. You and Celine, and I'll have you just roll 1d20 to decide what Celine does, or you can give a free action. Hey, you should do this shit. What would you like to do on your turn, sir? We are barreling down, trying to get inside the temple.
All right, well, he's going to keep trying to clear the way so that Valderas can charge with Karsu. So straight up the wall, using the sprint as the bonus action from his previous rogue, he can go 90 feet, and because he has a free running feat, he doesn't have to worry about difficult terrain. So let's start moving forward.
Okay, I like it, buddy. Just straightforward, huh? Okay.
I gotta run to Walmart.
Danny, if there's any held action or by anything else that you know of that I do not, make sure to trigger it when you are ready. Okay? Let's go ahead and start going. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. You come to a void. It's about a 5 or 6 foot jump down, but you can clear those. I want you to roll me an acrobatics check, please.
We'll let them get to it.
It's 22.
Okay. 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80.
Okay, so let's go back about 10, and he'll move toward that Ravager instead.
Okay, you were at about 70 right here.
70.
Okay. Yep, and you got 10 foot to get to it. So, are we doing distance, or are you just coming at him?
Yeah, he'll just go at him.
Okay.
And
75, that's
like,
going to
during
make
the
you
sprint when he
80.
gets to there, how tall are these Ravagers? It's been a while.
These things are big. They are between, they're hunched over. If they stood upright, they'd be between 7 and 8 foot tall. But because the way they're hunched and the way they walk, they're around 6.5 to 7. Almost like, you know, from the movie Dark Crystal, how the things always kind of walk over hunched and shit. They have that kind of look going on.
So I'm going to do an acrobatics check right here, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do with it. Okay,
Please do.
25. What he's going to do is he's dropping one of his daggers where he's at right now, and he's going to slide between that thing's legs.
Okay, so the dagger is going to take 1 attack action.
Okay.
Well, not, sorry, 1 attack piece. You
Okay.
get what I'm saying. I didn't mean your whole action. And now, you've went to 80. You have 10 more foot, right?
Yes.
Okay, you're going to slide between its legs. I'm going to set this is going to be a competing roll. Okay, your DC is going to be a little bit tougher because of the maneuver, but I'm going to see if it's able to use a reaction to do something to possibly stop you or something like that. So roll me an acrobatics check and let me know what you get.
It's a 28 total.
Of course it is, you sucker! As you're going through, as it picks up a foot, it actually got a 21. It just misses you, which, I mean, really, you surpassed by 5. But for theatrics, you do slide through between the legs, which does, I mean, it comes super close to crushing or at least stepping on some piece of your clothing as you go through, but you end up going through freely, and you end up on the back side of it. Now, you've used one attack. You've used your one attack worth of actions. Okay, you just use one thing to drop. And I'm just considering that like, you can attack once here, move, attack once here. I'm giving you that. Okay? What do you have left? Because you use your bonus action to dash. She went your foot, bonus action. You still have the rest of your attacks. And I think you have a reaction left, correct?
Okay. I can't remember if I used 3 or 4 the last time, but he has 7 every 2. So if used one attack, so what he's going to do is, as he slid behind him, he's stabbing back for the, or stabbing up through the groin area. And
okay. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you how many attacks you have. 1 through 10. I'll give you 4. 11 through 20. You get your 3 on this round. Okay. You get 4 this round. So you got 3 more, bud.
All right. So he's coming straight up with the called shot to the old groin.
Okay. Do you know the modifier for that? It's a
can,
small area.
Yes, it is. It's like a negative. Let me find it real quick because I have so many.
He's using the called shot feat, which we have in here. He spent skill points to learn this.
Ravager's Pride, Brian.
Groin is a negative 4.
Wow. Now, this brings up an interesting question. Do I have, and I'm sorry for everyone that wants to be squeamish on here, is a Ravager's private groin visible, or is it like a snake and hit inside of it until it's time to go?
Well, either way, that area where he's looking for that hole in the pelvis anyway.
Hey, you know what? I like it. Going for the hole in the pelvis. Here we go.
Well, it helps if you roll a 20 and not a d12. That was dumb.
I'd just go with it. I mean, 17, come on.
16, 30, 32.
32 hits and breaches the pelvis.
And
roll groin damage.
All right, so that's a 1d6.
I mean, I don't know what else to say, people. I don't know what else to say.
So 1d6 on that gives a let me see, make sure that one's on there. Yeah, I can get all 6 of them.
He's rolling the effects of the cold shot right now. He knows what he's doing.
It is a muscle tendon damage, causes limited function, negative 2 per cold shot level in the affected area when actions and movements. So basically,
what's my saving throw?
That's on it. You can tell it's been a few weeks because we're behind.
You cold shot people gotta know your shit if you're going to bring it to the table. That's what I told Danny. I said, if you're going to learn this feat, you're going to know this shit as we're going. So it's all on him. I'm going to go ahead and roll a Constitution check. Ooh. I got a 19.
15 plus per potential, 15 plus my proficiency bonus, so that's a 19.
Okay, I rolled 19. You did 19. So that means we meet right there at the middle. Now, we did homebrew rules before where anything that hits exactly on a number is a half damaging thing. We decided that was going to be something we were going to do moving forward. The effect of this will either be halved or halved the longevity of it. So tell me the effect. I failed, but it's not as bad as it could have been.
So, this causes limited function, attack and damage reduction of -2 per call shot skill level, which he is 3rd level, so that's a -6 in the effective area. And inflicts minimal non-lethal damage when actions or movement, 1 attack per round or 5 foot are attempted. 1d4 per called shot skill level during the effect's duration.
Okay, I like it.
So with that, let's go ahead and roll damage for that one.
Please do.
Ooh, that's a whopping 8 points of damage with bonuses.
Well, he must have been an innie on that one. So it's all good. I can't help but make the joke. So that is Ravager number 2. And we have a big whopping, what was it, 8 you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he has that effect.
And because I've used pretty much most of my movement, I can't actually use the feat that gives me 2 bonus actions.
Correct.
So I kind of made it. But
you got 2 attacks left.
Is he spinning as I attacked him, like trying to spin around to face me?
No, he is still facing the other way because he stomped down and missed you. He is not able to react quick enough to turn towards you.
All right. Well, that didn't work out for what I wanted to do with the dagger. So
I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's like, "Rah!"
yeah, the plan was as he turned,
Yeah.
I was going to teleport back to the dagger and use that for surprise.
Well, go ahead. It might be fun.
Yeah, I don't want to be on my clawed and spit side of him.
I will let you use one attack to go whistle or clap or do something to see if you can get him to turn around.
Hey, big, dumb, and ugly, I'm over here.
Okay. So with that, roll me a charisma. Just charisma. By the way, Silouan's insults to the Ozaman were way better than that.
18.
Weren't you like even mocking him and shit? Like you were doing like the ooga booga arms and stuff? I remember that. That was funny.
Harley, get out of Pebble's food.
18.
No.
18? Let me see if he is wooed by your words, hey big dummy. He is with a natural 4. He's like, he turns around to look and see what's going on. Go ahead.
So that's 2 attacks down.
You have, I'll let you do that as an attack. That leaves you 1 attack left.
Okay. Well,
So you have the dagger strike. You can teleport to it for your reaction, like you have the ability to do, and you have 1 dagger attack with backstab because of the awesome way in which you set that up.
All right. So teleport to it, and as his back's turned, backstab is, I guess, as high up as he can reach. You know.
I like it. So we're gonna go. Boom. Nice. Okay. High up as you can reach. You're like 5 something. You're in mid back. He's hitched over. You're spying on him, sir.
I'm gonna
Go
send
ahead
a
and drive
picture
her
of that
home.
bad boy.
Yep.
I'm sending a picture of that one. Yeah, there we go. Natural 20.
You fuck.
So, don't need to worry
Don't be
about-
sarcastic. So
don't need to do an advantage, but and
just so you know, these vines took 2 advantage strikes at you for going back and forth as they were lashing out. One got a natural 3, but one got a 19. So one was able to actually reach out and slap at you with a briared leg, so you would be taking, just so you know,
is that against the ATP or
total
Like-
would be 32.
Yep, that hits but doesn't breach.
Okay, so your armor would be taking 8 points of slashing damage.
All right. Roll some damage for this guy.
Okay, and you took it off your ACP.
Yes, I did.
Was it enough to breach it?
How many was it total? 8.
I think 8.
It would have just like one more and it would have breached.
Okay,
So
9
like,
is 9 your breaking point?
8's my breaking point, so it just absorbed all that, and that was
Right.
it.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. Good deal. I think that's too lethal for you.
21. So 21 backstab. It's critical already because if they're surprised, like you would be it that way, would have
Right.
been 18 would have been 36. 36, and I don't know what we do with a natural 20 when it's already critical. I don't think you can really do any better than already critical.
No, I would give you advantage on the attack rolls, on the dice rolls.
All right, well,
I mean, does that seem right? What does everyone think about that? If you already have advantage on something, and we don't do double advantage, but I will give you advantage on the damage rolls.
okay, so that instead of 18, I got 21 out of it. So
Okay.
42 plus his So 49 total.
49 points of backstab damage. Okay, that counts as 4 hits. I need to roll something. Because he had been hit pretty good before. He is looking fucking rough, man. He's on death's door. But he remains. As you drove that into his back, do you leave it there? Do you draw? Do you slash through? Give me a picture of what that kind of looks like so I can play off of it, Danny.
I think he would have stabbed and come out just because he knows that thing's skipping at his feet.
Okay. Roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
21.
Okay, you pass. You only take half from this or none because of your class, right?
Right, so he'll take
Okay.
none.
Poison, blood would have shot out of that wound because of where you've got him back there by the lungs and shit where he does this. It would have done acid damage, but you were able to scoot back. This is going to be minus movement on your next turn, but it would have only been 5 foot. So I'm going to move you 5 foot back, okay, to be able to jump out of the way of this. But you didn't leave the range of this, and it's already used its reaction to make an opportunity attack. I don't see any other issue here, okay? With that, what are you doing? I think that's pretty much your turn, isn't it, boss?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. In doing that much damage, he is in rough shape, but I rolled and he rolled a natural 18 on a constitution check by that much damage. He's hanging in there, but he is fucking limited, sir. Okay. Moving on. Let me go ahead and do this and put down your round is done, Danny. Just a minute.
Want some heavy hitter, get rid of him before he bashes the crap out of him.
Right, yeah, I mean, not a bad play, sir. Not a bad play at all.
Yeah, I realized when I got there and ran out of movement, his normal tactics were kind of out the window because usually I don't like to stand there to get hit back.
Right.
With a breaking point of 8, that goes away pretty quick.
Okay, so it was number 7's turn, and we decided that was... A minute. I'll find it. That was going to be Harvester number 3 and 4. I believe they were the next one up. Let's look here real quick, see what we got going on. Let me see. Yes, these two bad boys. Okay, Danny, what would you like them to do, bud? You want to roll 1d20 and see how effective they are? And then if playing off that, have them do something simple and we will work it through.
Alright, so they got a 1.
Okay. So
I'd say they just
let's
stand
play
there
off that. Be a
lumps on
DM.
log.
What are you thinking?
I'd say they just stand there like lumps on a log, man.
Okay. I will say maybe that the Weaver is announcing, hold your ground, you know, we gotta hold them or something of that nature. She would hear these deep Vasilian chants coming from the top of the temple of telling us, hold your ground, they're coming, you know, and they don't move and they kind of arm up. So I'm going to hold their actions. Okay, so what would you like their action to be that they're holding, Danny? I'm going to say that these two have, let me see here for a minute. I'm going to tell you real quick. No, I'll just make it up. They both have crude-looking pole arms, like primitive-looking lizard folk, like wicked-looking pole arms. They have a bunch of spiked bones and ancient stone blades and flint like that on flint rock.
Where that tunnel is, they kind of get ready in a pike position, ready for anything to come out of it to strike as soon as it rolls up.
Okay. I'm going to have them, well, for one, I'm not going to employ any better tactics than that. They're lucky they're not just falling over their own fucking feet. Okay, that turn is done. Let's move on to number 8. I believe that is the freight train. Oh, no, that's, no, yeah, okay. I was looking in the wrong spot. That is Brahmas. Brahmas, buddy. What is the angelic battle armor thinking about the predicament, sir? You got Bastille up here doing Moonwalker Michael Jackson shit up and down around this thing and fucking it up, hitting it in the groin. Sorry. I hate that Michael Jackson jokes and groin jokes are made in the same moment. Forgive me if you could. Moving on. Let's go ahead.
Maybe he did do the old, oh!
I know. All right, let's go. Yeah, I practiced that shit. I practiced that shit. My daughter upstairs is laughing her ass off right now. And she should be. And she should be. Because I'm her father and that's embarrassing for everyone. So, moving forward, Brahmas. Now that we got the Prince of Pop out of the way, what is the King of the Freight Train doing?
All right. So, what kind of distance am I looking at between me and that Ravager at the top of the stairs?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet, and you can pick his nose.
All right. And is that door behind him open or is that blocked off? Oh,
There is no door here necessarily. It's open stairs, but this has been conjured. These 4 spiked thick vines have erupted up through the stonework. There was kind of a hole here, Jeremy, if you can see that. And it's crawled up through there and seemed to be weaving back and forth in front of this area. One even lashed out at Danny just a second ago because he was moonwalking. Because that's a thing.
And you said that Ravager is looking pretty rough, right?
I did say that, Jeremy.
All right. So, first things first. We use a bonus action for weaponized strike.
I'll put Cooney up there with him.
Paint a picture and let us know what that looks like because I love Promise and his overdrives.
So,
And do your damage. You know how to do it all right.
Yeah, I pulled up
Okay.
real quick.
Notice, everyone, the keyword was real quick because Jeremy wants things to progress forward as the
Right.
great player that he is.
Assuming everything comes up like it's supposed to.
And because he's doing it, I get to have a little bit of fun with him because he's doing an overdrive, and I get to give him a little bit of graphics. I like it.
With me, pulling up drive. That file has decided to go poof. Let's do this. Do you remember what level I cast Magic Missile at?
I think 1 level up and higher than the base, I think, at this point. If you want a better result than that, you'll have to know next time.
So that puts it at okay, so each level above. Oh,
Okay, so-
never mind. I was thinking it was a cantrip.
Okay.
So it'll be so I'll basically be casting it at a 2nd level, which makes it 4 darts instead of 3.
Yep, and explain to everybody what this looks like coming out of Brahmas.
All right, so what you're going to see is Brahmas's sword arm. You're going to start seeing movement inside the arm, steam probably rolling out, and as he's getting down to his great sword that he is currently jetting up the steps towards the Ravager with behind him. And whenever he comes up to make a swing at this thing, all that energy in the arm comes lashing out of the great sword right into the Ravager.
Okay? In the form of magic missile, right?
Yep, 4 darts.
So remember, and I'm just saying that's awesome, but remember that was almost like missile-like projectiles shoot out of the actual hand socket of him. It's almost like, like when the Top Gun planes are going and they're shooting off the flares so the shit won't hit them. It's almost like you're doing like angelic flares.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is a whole lot of once that sword connects. Remember old Final Fantasy VIII with the gun blade?
Oh, you? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm with you. So you are using the blade in this.
Going off.
I like it. Okay, so you're going to charge this and run up to him and let this loose up close?
Yep.
Okay, buddy. Let's get it. What did we say it was, 25 foot?
Yep.
Bam, you're right there.
All right. Dice be kind.
As Jeremy looks at his stuff, it's pizza roll time for old Brian. Better hurry up, I'm going to stuff my face, buddy.
So that's 18 from Magic Missile.
Let's go. Let's go.
because those will hit regardless.
They will. Magic Missile does this.
And that is that's a 30 to hit.
I believe that breaches. Let me double check. Yes, that breaches.
Okay. I was about to say, oh my
Yeah,
god.
you're doing straight damage to the creature.
Oh. And that'll be
What's your just base bonuses, Jeremy?
just the bonus to damage plus
Just
8.
roll. Paint me a picture.
Oh, nice. I was gonna say 8. The magic missile did 18 all just on its own.
Yeah, I mean, so paint me a picture of what this looks like, sir, as you roll up on this bad boy, and you do this move after Danny has just bewildered it. Let me know what's going on.
I'd like to think that as he comes up, he brings that great sword basically right up to the throat of this thing. Those magic missiles let off, and it's just like, what was that? They're basically shooting tank rounds, and it's just boof, going through like it's tissue paper.
Damn, dude. Okay, so as you do that, you need to roll me a dexterity saving throw with a DC. Will you tell me what you get, and I'll tell you what you have to have.
That's not great. That's 12.
Okay. Fortunately, because he only rolled a natural 4 on it, a 12 passes. So you're going to need to move 5 foot away from him to not get poison sprayed all over Brahmas. Do you want to stand your ground, save your movement? You had some left, and take it, or do you want to move? In which direction would you like to move away from
I'm going to go ahead and move closer to the vines.
Vines, you're going to go right here?
Yep.
Crazy question. Well,
Yeah.
that's acid, right? Never mind. I was
It
thinking
is.
that's regular poison. Would that actually affect Brahmas? Because
It doesn't, but his internals are made of some stuff that's a little bit more sensitive than his outer shell. His armor, the outside of it, and I'll be brief about this, is that metal that it really won't damage, but the inside parts that control the mechanism are susceptible. So he has his own armor class breach, which is his shielding, and the internal parts that are a little bit more technical are like hitting the soft tissue of a person, and then non-lethal damage shakes and rattles Merc on the inside and hurts him. So that's how he's constructed. And I forgot to mention, Dane, did you take those 2 points of lethal damage earlier?
He's a hermit crab.
He is a celestial hermit crab. I like it. So, let me go ahead and do this real quick. I gotta find the enemy and get rid of his ass. As you go in and as you do this, he drops down and starts to gurgle, and that poison spray comes at you. And one of those vines just swats it to the side like it is an annoyance. And it's in the way of you guys. As one of these big things comes down, reaches around its neck, and wraps around it as if they weren't even friends, and tosses it to the side, which gives you an idea of the mentality of these weavers and stuff that are on this place. They're not fucking around. Okay? Let me go ahead and do the graphic adjustments, and then we will move on. You are gone, sir. And then Brahmas will be moved to... let me find you here real quick. Sorry, Brahmas. Okay. And we're going to move you up to this area where you can start doing working some mojo on these guys, okay? Do you want to be 5 foot away, or do you want to be within the area of it?
Probably 5 foot away.
Okay, right there is 5 foot away. Because you're overlapping. You always have to remember your character's where their shadow is. Okay? Because science.
Right.
I mean, come on. Really? Come on. And don't tell me which way the sun's shining. In this game, the sun's always shining straight down.
Do we know what time zone we're in, Brian?
I do. Eastern Standard Fuck Off Time is what it is. It's pretty good stuff. Yeah. All right, moving on.
that sounded like a presidential briefing.
It did. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us from Eastern Standard Fuck Off Time, for joining us this afternoon. We know it's late in your part of the country. Moving on to the budget and why gas prices are high. All right. So, Moving on from all that good fun stuff, it is. What else would you like to do with the rest of your turn, bud? You used one attack. You used 30 foot of movement. What would you like to do with the rest of your turn? Did you use your bonus action to do the overdrive, right?
Yep.
So whatever you got left, man, user. I'm sorry, I'm rolling over you, sir.
Let's see.
Do things.
Oh my God.
Beat the bush,
I got
Jimmy,
rock
beat
music,
the
just
bush.
heavy metal rock music, just getting it in the background right now. It's fantastic.
Am I able to see which of the two weavers is concentrating on the vines?
Roll a perception check. It takes your free action for your turn, and it's going to be Arcana, and I know what the DC is. It's going to be an Arcana check.
Perception or Arcana?
Arcana.
I didn't know if they were just being blatantly like, or
Well, I like to think in this fast moment that it's a combination of you being able to determine and them being, as you very well put it.
it's a 13 for Arcana.
Okay. Not sure. They all look wizardry-ish. That's what a 13 gets you.
And I cannot remember. Have we established that they can understand us?
When you guys were you saw Corey interrogating the one on the bank and had that fucking blade up on it and stuff like that. And from what you understand, yes, they can understand common, and they speak a broken version of it. Yes, they understand it.
All right. So I'm gonna take a crack at this,
Okay.
and I'm going to say, can you pull the map up just a little bit?
Yes. Which way? Up? This way?
The other way. Sorry.
Down?
Yeah.
How far?
I'm trying to see if either one of them's within 60 feet.
Okay. So maybe these guys.
Oh,
So
yeah,
5,
these
10,
are way up
15,
there.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 55 foot away are these two on a straight surface going up. But the Weavers are much, much higher.
Much further.
Hey, Weaver. What's up, Weaver? I got a friend called Chris Weaver and his great band. Hey, Weaver.
Oh, that ain't gonna work. Let's see. Concentration spell. That's a concentration spell. Damn the paladins and all the concentration spells. Like that's all I took was concentration spells.
It's all good. Remember, Bella and Colby, start thinking about what you're going to be doing on your turns, although it's going to be a little bit off. We're going to, since our numbers are reduced, we're going to move past some things. So the next person up would end up being Colby, and then it would end up being Silman, because Colby was first top of the round, and then you were shortly after that. Okay,
Yeah, I
so
already
there'll
have an
be some
idea.
other chaos in between. Jeremy,
I'm
I
gonna
need
take,
answers.
I'm gonna try this. I don't know how well it's gonna work, but I'm gonna
Okay.
attempt it. I'm gonna take a great axe. I'm gonna try to see what kind of damage I can do to those vines.
Now, you just said great axe. You know it's not
Or
a great axe.
Great sword. Yeah.
Like, stop fucking with me. All right. So, you're going to see what you can do. You're 5 foot away.
You know that?
I did. You're 5 foot away. You can hit it, but also these things can reach out 10 foot too. So you guys are in common ground.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll attacks, and remember your feats, and let's get after it and tell me what you roll.
All right. So for the first one, it's a 17.
A 17 misses, and I need you to roll a strength or dexterity saving throw of your choice.
Say if it matters, using my weapon specialist die, that adds a 5 to that, so that makes it a 23.
A 23 hits.
Okay.
And breaches the creature. Yes, very good difference. This thing has a special thing for when you miss it, because there's a bunch of buddies of it standing around and they fuck you up. but you were actually able to hone in that extra little moment when you were coming through and some of the vines were in the way. You used your might and your agility to pass through them and able to land just because you have weapon specialization, you beefy bastard.
All right.
Roll your damage, sir, and it's straight to the guts of it.
Okay, so that's 14 slashing.
Okay. Oh,
with
God.
an additional
And there's
8
more?
radiant.
Okay.
And Spirit Shroud adds.
I gotta look at something real quick. Sorry. Weaver 1. Okay.
8 cold.
Weaver 1.
Okay. So that's 28 damage to me altogether.
28 damage. You
6
cleave.
cold, 8 radiant, 14 slashing.
Okay. You shear one of these off. Let's say it's that front one. Hold on. Oh, nope. Last chance. There he goes. Okay. So you shear him off. And you saved a saving throw. Okay, you have how many attacks left? That was your second attack. Is that all you have this turn?
I think I got one more this turn.
Okay, go ahead.
Promise making bonsai from them.
Right on.
That's a 27 to hit.
A 27 hits and breaches. Roll your damage, sir.
That is going to be 12 slashing.
Whew.
7 cold and 6 radiant. So 25.
That is another one down. So we're going to say this one is that one there is going. Now there's only 2 of them remaining. Great job, by the way, buddy. With that, this one's going to use its reaction. Do me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Why not? I'm dexterous with a natural 1.
Okay. With that, I'm sorry. You rolled a natural 1, but strength or dexterity, either one would have failed on that one. Let me see how well this.
Put me at 8 altogether, if it matters.
Okay, yeah, he whipped you. You are entangled by one of these arms. Okay, and you are held in place. The external part of you, this won't be breaching. This will go straight towards your armor points. Okay, because it's just kind of that thing. This is going to be for 8 points of piercing damage from the thorns as they wrap around the outer armor and body of this creature and start tangling up. You can hear it, and it's neat being inside of Brahmas. You can see it wrapping around like over the visor almost. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you are entangled at that moment. What's that?
I see something here.
What are you up to, you fool? Look at Danny. Danny's acting like I know what he's doing.
That's what I may be doing.
Okay.
Gotta see what this takes.
Okay.
Where is it? I got it. Tentatively, I'm going to use my reaction to hit it with a Hellish Rebuke, but I cannot remember if one of my abilities takes an action or a reaction.
I think Hellish Rebuke is part of your Inheriar thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a reaction.
Yeah.
And I'm not like regular D&D where you've already cast a spell. If you have the action to cast another spell, as long as it's a cantrip or something like that, I allow it, dude. So go ahead and cast it.
I got another ability for Brahmas.
Yes.
And I cannot remember for the life of me if that takes anything special.
Well, just do whatever's convenient for now, and then you'll know better next time.
Yeah, I'll just do the do the Hellish Rebuke.
Okay. And I'm putting in this sense of urgency because we are in a situation of this nature. So if you feel like I'm pushing you a little bit, it's completely intentional. Make no mistake. Roll your shit. What do I gotta do for Hellish Rebuke?
It is. I can pull that up real quick. Move that one.
You know what it is, Jeremy?
I'm gonna backtrack. I'm not gonna use my reaction this turn.
Okay, I'm gonna hold it. Okay. Are you holding your ground there? Okay.
I don't have any more movement, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Moving forward. You are grappled. Remember that. I'm going to write that down. Okay. Number 9. We'll move through these. Number 9 is dead. Number 10 is Ravager number 4. And Harvester number 7. Let me find them real quick. Enemies. Ravager number 4. Where are you, buddy? Which one are you? Are you over here on the other side? Let's see real quick. I think this might be you here. Yep. And Harvester number 7. It's these two. Okay. Danny, here's what we're going to do. These guys are down here in a big group of number 4 corrupted. Let me look at what they are. Corrupted group, and that's going to be number 14's go. Okay. So I want you to roll me a 1d20, Danny, for the Zillion. And I want Silouan to roll me a 1d20 for the Ozaman. Let me know what you guys get. This is going to tell me how this contest goes.
Got a 4.
Danny got a 4 for the Vizillion. What did you get for the Ozaman, Bella?
10.
10. The Ozaman come out on top on this one. So, if you would like to have some fun with it, you can, or I can do this. Paint me a picture as to how you can see them beginning to win this part of the battle. Do you want me to do it, or you got it?
No, please do it.
Okay. So, as this Ravager has just laid out and spread acid over top of several of these, and they're starting to singe them and whatnot, this corrupted stands up, and his horns begin to vibrate, and that gravity well begins to commit. And as he does, the Ravager, as it starts to march forward, finds itself walking in thin air and is levitating up above the rest of them. As Harvester number 7 sees this going on, he runs over in that direction, and the corrupted one hurls this Ravager into number 7, knocking them both prone. Once down, this Ozaman number 2, the old shaman that's on that side, does entangle on them, which vines erupt out and hold them in place and grapple them. As these two here, number 3 and 4, stand to the side and take attacks of opportunity on the two that are grappled, left and right, and they both take a hit of damage to them. And I'm going to move them to their positions. They're right here, and they are going to be, this is done, hold on, D-O-N-E, number 2. This is going to be Ravager 4. Let's go ahead and move you down. Okay, prone. Okay, and then Harvester 7, prone. 1 hit. Okay, 1 hit. Got it. Okay, so that takes care of their turn. Let's go ahead and continue on. Just a minute, okay. We are now on number 10. Number 11. They are, okay. Danny, it's your turn with your secret buddy. What's he doing on his turn? Are you holding, or what are you doing?
Alright, so that thing is, he's still holding.
Okay. Keep in mind what you're doing, okay? I'm going to put down held action. Held. Okay. It's going to be number 15. Okay, number 16. Let me find it. Oh no, sorry, number 12. Just a minute. Okay, because that's going to be a corrupted. This is going to be the group that just went, so they're done.
Side
Number
note,
13.
the amount of sass in this kid of mine. He's over here by my side going, hey, hey. And I look over, I said, what? He was like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them.
Oh, hey. What's up? Sorry. My bad. Okay. Danny? Weaver's turn.
All right. Weaver number 1 is going to.
He has concentration on the vines.
Okay, so that one's the one with concentration on the vines.
Yes.
Let me look. Can't remember if they have dual mind or not. Let me look.
This level of them, they do not, Danny. If you're able to roll a 19 or 20, I'll let you roll a d20 2 times. If you can get a 19 or 20, I'll give that to one of them. But this isn't the most. These are sorcerers, but they're not the most advanced.
Nope, none of them have it. But
Okay.
he has noticed that his vine is down to 1. So he's going to let it go.
Okay.
And he's going to open a gate.
Okay. And just a minute. Let me go to the spells. Vines, and the vines fade away. Okay, he opens up a gate. Where does this take him to? Is that a bonus action or an action to do that?
That's going to be an action to open this. He's actually going to hold the gate open instead of stepping through it. And it is going to open up behind all, like, come down one more level, so it would be behind right there, right around where that frost room is, would be behind that.
Behind it? Like, do you mean here or here?
Right in there.
Right here. Okay. That's going to be where the gate opens. Okay. So let me add that in. It's Weaver 1. Let me get, what color you want that to be, just for the hell of it? You want it to be like a blue or something?
Be perfect.
Okay. Let's go ahead and give you your gate. Going to make a circle. Weaver, let's go ahead and go right here. Circle. Okay. Text white. And wow, that's big. We don't need to be that big. Just a minute. 25. Just a second, and I'll have this in here just 1 second. Gate. And let's go ahead and move it.
Right there's actually oh yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And then a duplicate of that would obviously be on the other side, where the other side of the gate is.
Okay, just 1 minute. Let me get this. I'm almost done. Normal layer. Okay, just a minute. You go in here. You go in here. Let me label it gate. Enter. Got it. Okay. And then let's make a duplicate. Copy layer. And gate 2 is up where he is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't do stuff like this on some other platforms. I love this shit, dude. Let's go ahead and move it up here a little bit.
Just behind him a little bit.
Okay, gotcha. Good, buddy?
Perfect.
All right, gotcha. Gate is in place for Weaver number 1. Is that your turn?
That would be his turn.
Awesome, man. Now you got the other 2 real quick. And you want to roll 1d20s to see how successful they are, or do you have a quick plan?
I already know what they're going to do. They're both throwing a lightning bolt through it.
Oh, you fucker. Really? They're both doing that?
Yep.
Oh, my. Danny.
If I calculated the range right, they ought to be able to get all the way up to me and Brahmas with it.
Okay, so here's what this looks like. Oh, you brilliant fucker. I'm so glad I let you do this. See, everyone, I like Jeremy's face. See, I, Brian, do not have to be the bad guy. I have created infighting. No shit. Okay, let me do this. Let me do some graphics because it looks cool. Lightning bolt. Yeah, because that happens. But what's fucking crazy about it is they're both casting it.
Jeremy, do you happen to know the range of lightning bolt?
I got it already. I got a thing already for it. I just got to move it down there. It'll tell me exactly how far it goes because theirs is a special one. So as he's hitting that through, it impacts and spreads out around the ground down here. Now it's not that big. It's going to affect everything in this area, Danny. So do you want to change where this side of the gate goes, or is that where you want it?
So when it comes out of the gate, it should be shooting up towards us from the.
Oh, okay. You're angling. Okay, these aren't flat on the ground. These are this way.
Yeah, so it would just
like doors.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was painting a wrong picture. I thought you were putting it through the ground, and the area was coming up through that. You've opened up like a door, so it goes through here and comes out. Oh fuck yeah, that happens all day.
So that's a whole lot of portal opens up, a lightning bolt's going to shoot straight at Brahmas.
Yeah. Right at him. And then I got the area of effect right here, bud. Hold on. Because I went ahead and made a disc for it. So I knew how big it would be. I just got to bring it down here. There it is. You can catch.
There we go.
All three of them there if you want.
Yep.
Vicious bastard. Now, what's really good about this is that this is only a 5 foot to get out of the way of this. There's rules, so this doesn't get increased difficulty to evade like a lot of things do. So this is going to be a dexterity saving throw, and you do your spell modifier, Danny, plus a 1d20. And give me an idea what the DC is.
All right. One of them is a DC of 19, and the other one is a DC of that would be 25.
Holy shit, guys! Okay, yes.
Jeremy and I would both need to roll to even see if we're aware it's coming at us because we're both face forward. After
well, listen, it's lightning.
Yeah.
So, even if you did know, yeah. So, it is what it is at this point. Go ahead and roll both Silouan, Brahmas, and Danny. Roll 2 dexterity saving throws. One is 19 and one is 25. Let me know what you get. If you pass or fail.
I've got a reaction to use. Do I need to use it before or after the saving throws?
After, if you get hit. Well, it depends on what your reaction is to, but
yeah.
I think Brian knows what my reaction is.
We'll do it.
Something I don't even think I've done yet.
No. What are you doing?
Arcane Beacon. Brahmas is soaking up every drop.
Fucking yes, you tanky bastard. Dude, okay, so here's what's great. Jeremy and I were just talking about this the other day, and they were talking about on a show the other day I was watching, there's no true tank in D&D. There's not a lot of things that characters can do to absorb these things or stand in the way because of movement. Arcane Beacon is an awesome move that Brahmas has where he can absorb this kind of shit. So briefly walk me through it so I know what you need to roll or what needs to happen for you to absorb this spell.
If it's an area of effect, I've got to be within 15 feet of the center of it.
Okay.
Or it has to pass within 15 feet of me.
Okay. And then what do you use your reaction to absorb it?
Yep.
Okay. Do you need to roll versus the DC of it?
Let's see.
Or anything of that nature?
Only potentially damaging spells such as Firebolt, Magic Missile, Lightning Bolt, Meteor Swarm, etc. Roll a Charisma check to see what the damage reduction is.
Okay, so here's the deal. I'll let you do it for the first one. Because it would take a second, in technical terms, it would take a second reaction to get the second one. But you can take the first one. Now, here's what's crazy. I'm going to let you roll 1d20. 1 through 10, you're absorbing the 25 DC one. 11 through 20, you're absorbing the lesser 19 DC one. This is important.
It's a 3.
You're absorbing the 25 DC one. Thank fucking goodness. So, Dan, you know what the damage of that was?
Yeah, it's 96. I hadn't rolled it yet.
Go ahead and roll them up. And Jeremy, I want you to paint me the picture of what this looks like to Silowin and everyone around as you're doing this.
I'm just going to multiply these ones because
Okay.
that's a lot of die. Unless, hey, Jeremy, you're using a die roller, aren't you? Automated?
D&D Beyond.
Yeah, will you do 96 for us?
Absolutely.
Because that's a lot of dice. That's a lot of adding. Quick.
If it ever hates you, just do half, say 27.
96. Gonna crash my computer. 28.
There you go. Okay. So 28 points of lightning damage. Now, do you have lightning resistance, Jeremy?
No, he has cold resistance up.
Okay. So paint this picture. Tell us what that looks like real quick so we have fun with the scene. Because remember, we don't just fight. We paint pictures, right? So give me that, what Brahmas does. Fucking awesome move, man. I'm glad you did that shit. That's killer, Jeremy.
So, almost as soon as Brahmas hears that first crack of lightning, he turns around and you see him throw that radiant shield up. As it glows, that lightning strikes through and it immediately targets Brahmas. And his shield and his body wind up absorbing the entire brunt of that first one. I rolled a natural 20 for my charisma check.
Wow.
The DC is 20 plus the spell level,
It's yours. You crushed it.
which puts it at a 3/4 damage reduction.
Okay. So,
So I'm only taking 25.
so you're only taking 25% of 28.
7 points.
Yep. Look at you go. And he crushed that down to a zoop. Okay. Just for the hell of it, I want to do something here for you because you're cool and I appreciate that move. We're going to go ahead and give you graphics for Shield of Faith. There you go, buddy. Putting on the show. All right, so moving forward, the next one. This is a DC of 19 because he took on the brunt of the worst ones. So, Danny, you already used. Is it? Can you do that more than once on a turn if you succeed? There's no limit to that, is
Yeah,
there?
anytime he saves, doesn't matter. He's taking damage.
Okay. Silwyn, dexterity saving throw DC 19, and the same for Bastille.
I already failed it.
Okay. What did
And we can
Silwyn
only
get?
react. We can only react after the roll.
Well, if you have a reaction, you can
Well,
use it.
he has a reaction spell that helps him with this.
Don't
And
forget,
normally-
Cast has +4 to his. For me.
Okay. So, go ahead,
It-
Bella. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's more so like if there's this big kind of obvious of, oh my god, lightning is coming through this portal and Brahms just sucked up that one and another one's coming, can she like try to jump away from the gate, like to the
That
right?
is awesome, and that is exactly what the dexterity saving throw is.
Okay.
No, that's great that you asked that, because that just shows that the game is doing something right. That's why there's a dex saving throw.
Brahmas was super ready for this one. He knew, I don't know if he just knew there was another one coming or what, but it's 25.
That's awesome. That's going to be half damage. What about you, Bella? What'd you get? Oh God.
11.
Yeah, doesn't look good. Bastille, you failed. What was the DC? 19. Okay,
19.
so
And,
full
Not only
damage.
that, but I failed on the roll for, so it's actually hitting Bast and not one of his.
Oh, fuck's sake, yeah.
What'd you wind up rolling?
I rolled a 4 for the clones, or for the mirror images.
Yeah.
I rolled
What'd
six
you roll for your deck? You're safe.
With bonuses was a 17.
and you got the +4 from me.
Oh, he's paladin.
No, I did not have that.
You succeed. You take no damage. It was half or no. Bella, unfortunately, gets blasted with this. Now, did you use your reaction last turn? I couldn't hear you, Bella.
I don't think so.
Okay. So you have this thing. This is that elemental thing that you can actually use your reaction to absorb an element. It would be great to absorb lightning.
Well, let's do that then.
Okay. Now, I won't make it complicated, but make a note on your notebook to check out the move, and Jeremy will tell you the name of the move here in a minute once he finds it. But it's where you're able to draw in and absorb an element. You did it kind of last time.
Yeah, I think I can recall it now. I did it when I asked the dude to hit me.
If that's something you want to do, I just want to remind you that's an option. Because I am by no means telling you what to do. But I'm just here to remind you of your utility. Okay? Is that something you would want to do?
Hell yeah, elemental affinity. I just looked it up.
So I'm going to go ahead and stick with the 28 points of damage. Okay?
Is that lethal or non-lethal?
Well, here's the trick. Your armor doesn't have lightning resistance, does it?
I don't think so, no.
It would say on the bottom of the page. Now, lightning is one of those things where it gets in and around and goes through shit. Okay? It doesn't reduce a whole lot because of what you're wearing, is more what I'm getting at. So that is, in your instance, with that, you failed the dexterity, it hit you. Yeah, your armor would be taking the 25, or the 20, is it 28? It was 28, wasn't it? The armor would be taking the 28, and you would be taking the 28.
Okay.
And that hurts.
Yep.
It's a big fucking deal. Okay? Let us know when you are below 25% if we end up getting to that place, okay?
Okay, she's at 57 currently out of 93.
Okay, that's okay. You're still up and rocking and rolling. Okay. But, play to this. It doesn't affect you at this moment, but play to this. Use it.
Do you know The Sims?
Yeah.
You know when the Sims get struck by lightning?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, it's funny.
That's what I'm picturing right now.
Okay, so moving on, that is both the Weavers have went, correct, Danny? Is there anything else they ever want to do?
They don't have anything left.
Okay. 14, just a minute, let me find here. These are Shaman, they already went. Let's go 15. 15 is Shakoma and Broxel. They're going to wait. Well, Broxel might go ahead and do something real quick. Let's see. He is here, and he sees that you just got nailed with this lightning. So, I don't think he wouldn't have, he's a barbarian like tribal warrior. He doesn't have anything that could fuck with this gate or close it. So, I know what he's going to do. Yeah. Yeah, fuck that guy. 13 plus, yeah. Broxel's jumping through the gate to come out there on top of them fuckers. Yeah, because doors swing two ways, fuckers. Right? Let's do some of that, Mr. McGuffey. Let's do some of that.
Man, I just thought of how to improve next time. When you open that gate, you open it over something nasty.
Wormhole, bitches. Okay, so let's do this. What's the Jefferson song? Well, I'm moving on up. Yes, sir. And here we go. Let's go ahead and get rid of this lightning up here because, it's done. The lightning shot went through, and we never said that the gate was closed. Let's go ahead and reduce that real quick. Just a minute. Sorry, guys. Enemies, Ravager, Weaver number 2, I believe, was Lightning Bolt Boy. Spells. Come here, buddy. Is that you? Nope. It was another guy. It was Weaver number 3, maybe? Let's see. Lightning Bolt. No. Sorry, one more time. I paid the price. I picked the worst one possible. Weaver number 1. Lightning Bolt. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. Got it. Okay, now that he's here, I used probably about 15. How many feet of movement did I use there? It was about 15 foot of movement. I'm here.
Your momentum would still be going because you're.
Yeah, I'm going to go an extra. I'm going to do an extra 5 to say that, you know, he carried through not knowing where it was going to take him. Okay? I rolled really high on my d20. So I want to do this the right way real quick and then we'll move on. Okay? Braxel. Is it bonus action to rage, Jeremy? As Travis would say, I would like to rage. As he does, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 in the form that he's currently in. And I'm going to do one of my tentacle attacks to him and 2 claw attacks to him in a raged state. I'm going to roll a d20, see how it just roll random, see how he does. Natural 19. Yeah. You see the tentacle come around and grab on to around the waist of this creature, and as it does, he does like a psychic spike kind of damage from this creature to it as it screams out in pain. And then he comes in with 2 vicious claw attacks to the creature, marking down the hits, and the Weaver looks wounded. Okay, let me go ahead and write that down. It's Weaver number 2. Okay, we're going to go ahead and call that the turn for them, and let's move on. Let me see, Braxel was number 10. He's done there. Oh, Shakoma. Shakoma. What are we doing here? Real quick, let's move this through. She's holding with the rest of the group. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to 16. 16 is Valdera and Karsu. Okay, now we're going to be moving because Celine was holding her action, so we're going to be moving. We're going to be running and running. When did he go? Number 1. Let me see when he goes. He might have been able to help me somehow. Okay, they are actually next, which really, really helps the situation. They're going to hold their action, and they are wanting to charge together as a group to run through the center of this. Shikoma yells out something in the Ozomen kind of tribal language. As she looks up there and she yells out these guttural chants and things like this as she brings her hand down and goes like this with it. And as it does, this Ozomen up here, number 1, this corrupted, begins to do that dark gravity kind of pull that comes in from around the horns as he takes his hands together and begins to force them together like this and shake them and bring them up. Rubble that has fallen in this hole begins to rise, creating a land bridge that goes across it, made out of the different rocks and things that have caved in it and here, making a bridge to walk across this straight run. He's patching the gap with them using the power of gravity to force this shit up and make a land bridge. That's going to let them take on a full dash. Valdera would have 35 times 2 is 70. So I'm going to move Valdera, and that's how far up the group is going to go. Okay? Once he saw that come through the gate, would he have, I'm going to let you use his reaction, would he have tried to just drop that automatically at that point? Or would he want to keep it open to use it again?
Say 1 through 10, he wants to keep it up, and 11 through 20, he doesn't.
Okay.
Colby, you want to roll that for us?
Awesome. Thank you, Danny. You're the man.
All right.
You're looking for a 1 through 10, my friend.
Tell me things.
I'm gonna find a D. There we go.
What'd you roll?
Looking for like a D10 or D20.
D20.
Oh Jesus! When you said 1 through 10, it made me think 1 D10.
Yeah, 1 through 10 and 1 D10 is not really rolling. I'm just throwing it out there.
That would work out well.
Yeah, fuck yeah. What'd you get, bud?
10.
Got 10.
He keeps it open.
Okay. All right. So, with that, they're going to have to detour slightly to the right, but I'm going to go ahead and move Valdera. Okay, let's go ahead. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. And I got 70, 60, 65, 70. And that puts her right up there with the rest of them. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this graphic of this area effect here. And then I'm going to, just a minute. I know which Weaver did it now. Damn it. Spells. Area of effect. Maybe I don't. Oh, that was why I messed up earlier. I used the wrong Weaver. I used one lightning bolt and spell effect off another one because I was trying to hurry. Here we go. That's what I want to do. Okay. So now let me move the other group up there. Bella, roll me a dexterity saving throw, a 1d20 and a 1d6, and let me know what you get. This is for another character. So I got all three of them. It's going to be Shakoma, the gang.
13 plus 5, that's an 18.
Okay, that's successful. I just want to make sure that the rest of them were able to keep up and do what they do. Okay. Celine. And that would be NPC. Karsu. Still being protracted to a degree. And then with, I gotta do it real quick. With, Dane, roll me a 1d20, please.
Hey, real quick, is it a con save or a con check to keep a concentration spell?
Constitution check, it's like 1d10 plus the, there's something else. Well, I don't remember what all it entails.
It's like half the damage or 10, right? Whichever was greater.
I think so, yeah. 1d10 plus something. It's like every so much damage, I think it escalates. It gets worse and worse. Why? What are you thinking, boss?
I was just make sure I was keeping concentration up on that spirit shroud.
Okay.
Which I rolled a 12, so I'm good.
All right. Isadora, is the bird is up here. And on Celine's turn. And it is going to do something fairly interesting. Colby, I need you to do me a, I believe it's a, what is curse, Jeremy? The curse spell. What kind of saving throw is curse? Is that wisdom? Or is that charisma?
I think it's wisdom. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a 1d20 and a 1d6, Colby, and tell me what you get.
Talking about bestow curse?
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yep, wisdom saving throw.
Okay. What'd you get, Colby?
19.
19. Okay. That is the DC for this curse. Now, Danny, I need you to roll me a 1d20 and a 1d4 and tell me what you get for the lizard folk that it's standing over top of. Or, as we call them, the Vasilian.
That would be a 12.
This harvester, number 4, is cursed because of something Isadora has done. Okay? So, Jeremy, if you would, in your downtime, please look up the effects of curse and decide what kind of curse you believe Sean would have liked to have put on harvester number 4.
Well, I've got it pulled up here. Must succeed a wisdom saving throw or become cursed for the duration of the spell, which is concentration up to a minute.
Why is it gonna?
When you cast a spell, choose the nature of the curse. Following options: you can choose an ability score. Disadvantage. Let's see. Curse: the target has disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws of that score. It gives disadvantage on attack rolls against you. Target must make a wisdom saving throw at the end of each of their turns. If it fails, it wastes its action that turn doing nothing.
Which one?
Attacks your spells to deal.
Or you just want to roll a d4 for it? Go ahead.
I think she'd do where they'd have to make the save or waste their turn.
Okay.
A whole lot of riot control.
Win already failed. So
Well, it'll do it again at the end of its turn. And if it fails, then its next action's wasted.
okay, so I'm going to write that down. This one is cursed. Wasted turn. And the DC was like 19 or something, Colby? Nice job, buddy.
So at the start of its next turn, it's got to make that save again. If it fails it, turn's over.
It's fucking awesome. Isadora, way to go. All right, so now, next one's a go, I believe. We're getting very, very close to progressing. And make sure I'm getting everybody.
It's use it at a base 3rd level, or it's use it at a higher level.
Okay, Jeremy. These three here. What's their play? What do you see them doing? Roll me a 1d20. The better you roll, the better cool shit they will get into, sir. What'd you get?
10.
A 10.
Kind of like an average turn.
Okay, so they have seen that these weavers conjoined up here and are casting lightning bolts through a gate. They see that because the shaman is with them to point out the magic that's going, or no, they don't have a shaman with them, so they notice something's going on up there. They're making their way that direction. Okay? So I'm going to give these guys, this is climbing up downstairs and stuff. I'm going to give them just their 35 foot of movement because of their, well, they're 40 actually. And I'm going to put them all on this ledge right here. Or no, right below it. As they are climbing up to confront these weavers that are resting on top to take some of that attention off the main folks to do what they're out here to do. Okay, I think that's a solid 10. So let me move them real quick. And then, after that, it's Kill Tusk. Then after that, I think it's Danny, right? No. I think there's other people dead. Okay, yeah, it's Kill Tusk, then it's Darius, and then it's more stuff. Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay, so Kill Tusk, be thinking about what you're going to be doing here while I move these creatures, okay? Alright, so Ozamin, we got, what are they? Well, these don't have a number on them? Brian, did you half-ass and not do things smartly? Okay. Whatever. Oh, I know which one you are now. You're number 3, you bastard. Oh, yeah, I can see it. It's just on a white blocker. I can see it now. Number 3. See? Ha-ha. Okay, let's move you here. It's all these are going to be like this, aren't they? Bunch of bastards. Ozamin, this one here. That's that one. Number 1. Put you up here. I like it. And let me see. Number 2, maybe? Oh, my God. I'm getting lucky. It's crazy. Put him right there. Okay. They're making their way up the side. Alright, Colby. You, sir, are down here. You have all kinds of range with your bow and arrow. You've seen all the different interesting things that are going on. You saw it, this gateway opened up. It seems to not be closing. As you saw Baraxel run through this, and you could hear I keep forgetting the way we pronounced it. Takari. The Takari roaring up on top of this temple as piercing through the rain that's coming down. You hear the shouts of that native creature of yours up there tearing into these sorcerers. You saw the lightning bolt crackle from overhead. You are in heightened awareness right now, where it's almost like the movie, like Limitless. Your heart's beating. Everything seems like it's moving in slow motion. What is it you're doing right now?
what exactly am I able to see from there still?
Everything I just described to you.
Okay. How far is it from the steps from where I'm at on that statue?
Okay, which steps?
The ones to my right.
Okay. If you would jump 15 foot's going to put you over here on this railing.
Okay.
So what are you doing?
Yeah, I think I'll go down there. And am I able to see through the gate?
I will say now that the vines were diminished. Oh, the gate?
Yeah.
Yes. Because it is a vertical plane that is, horizontal, up and down, sorry. Or no vertical, vertical's up and down. A vertical plane, open up in that way, you can see through it the top of the temple. Like you're looking this way, you would see the very top of the temple. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's so
you're using 15 foot of foot.
I
Do you
think
want to
I'll
be here
right-
or here?
I actually want to end up being in front of the gate. In front of the gate.
Okay, 20, 25. That's going to be 30 right there.
Okay.
And your movement, you have more than that because you have a high dexterity.
Yeah, 45.
Yeah, you have quite a bit of movement. Okay, so you got 15 more foot of movement, and you are right there on the edge of the gate. You step through, you come out on the other side.
Okay. How high up is that Weaver that's in front of the gate?
Okay. How far away from you is it?
No, how high up is it?
Okay, when you're looking through this gate, you are seeing out this way. You can't see the Weaver on the other side of it. You are seeing out this direction onto the top of the temple. Because I'm making this like a one-way window. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now you can, it put Baraxo up there somewhere, but when you look through, you're just seeing this bare wall.
Okay, and I think I'll have Kiltusk walk through it since it seems to be like the highest advantage he can get at this point.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that. You will be here. That is 35 foot of movement, and now you're here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I have one blink arrow left. Is it okay if I use it on the left one and see if it like pushes him off?
Oh, you mean to hit it and then go straight to where it is and kick him off with another attack?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yes, good use of the blink arrow, sir. That's respectable, Colby. Yeah, go ahead and do that, man. Roll your attack.
Okay, so
I'm going to give you advantage on the attack since you're coming out of this portal and this thing has no idea that you're going to be blinking out of this thing and shooting an arrow at it from distance, as it is looking down below at its targeted area and stuff of that nature. You know what I'm saying? I can see that. Go ahead and roll your attack and tell me what you get with advantage. Does that sound fair, everybody? Or is that too much? Because these guys are they're not the baddest of the world. They're vicious, but I can see that going in his favor there. That's a good call.
That would be 27.
A 27 hits and breaches this creature. So go ahead and do your damage for your arrow, and then you move directly to its location with that attack, correct?
Yep.
Wham! Hey, Conway Twitty, what would he say here, Danny? Come on, if you don't know what Jeremy does, he's grinning. Who's going to beat it to? What does Conway Twitty say right here?
Hello, darling.
There it is.
Nice to
Nice to see you.
That'll be 8 damage.
Okay, 8 damage to Weaver. And now I want you to do a strength athletics check. Tell me what you get.
And everybody else is home. 19 plus 2 plus 4. 25.
Jesus Christ. You cannot pass this. Danny, you need to do a strength saving throw to see if you will compete on this, but this thing gets no bonus to strength. It's a 1d20 roll versus a 25. A 1d20 is the only way I will half-ass let you get out of this.
19.
You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck to say. He's a Brazilian weaver. He's not strong. You boot him over the side of this fucking thing with that shit, with that hit. I want you to roll 1d6 bludgeoning damage plus your strength modifier for that shoulder as you go to get that arrow, and you put your shoulder into him.
So it also has a +4 on top of that for the skill points. Am I adding that as well, or just a +2?
Fuck yes, you are. Fuck yes, you are.
Okay. I wanted to know, and I just wanted to know so my roll is more honest.
Now you have the keys to the Lamborghini. Yes, sir.
Total of 10.
Total of 10. And we're saying 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 30 foot down. Roll me 3d6 more.
I forgot. Wait. Eight.
Okay, so total that damage together for me, please. Tell me what you got.
18.
And how much was the arrow again?
I think that was 10 as well. No, yeah.
Okay, pretty
It
close.
was either 8 or 10, I think.
I think it was 8. I'll give you 9. I'll give you in between. That's
All right.
fair. Okay. He is prone, laying on the ground, from falling 30 foot after he got hit with an arrow. I have something clever I want you to do for me. Roll me a 1d20. If you get a 15 or higher, I'll give you something cool I'll let you try to do.
4.
Nope. It's all good. It'll pass. It'll keep. Anyway, moving on. Now, we are moving to that's Kill Tusk. Darius. He is wolfed out, doing his thing. He wants to get people in this place. We are opening up the passageway. He is going to charge up ahead into this hole, clearing the path. I am going to, I don't remember all Darius's fun shit, but he's going to use that wind cloak thing. I think he has multiple uses of it a day. I think he's going to use one more of those right now. Roll me, Silouan, Bella, just Bella for now. Roll me a 1d20. Let's see how badass Darius is on his turn. Your roll will tell me.
I got a 14.
Better than average. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. What this wind actually lets him do is he uses the thing. I think he gets it, almost lets him take the dash action as a movement, and he gets his action at the end of the dash. Makes sense to me. What do you think? I'm going to put him about right to here. Okay? Now I'm going to dim him down because he is obscured. Okay. Danny, does this trigger anything from you?
Where exactly is he at?
Right here in the middle of the screen. He's faded because he's underneath the cover. You know what I mean? He's inside of this
Yes.
tunnel.
He would be getting struck by invisible guy.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack. Now, I'm not going to do it with advantage because he just kind of poofed out of this wind-swept thing. So this is going to be somewhat shocking for this complete character. It's not like you saw somebody running at you. This is a gust of wind and a person.
All right then, 17.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
17 plus. Oh, in that case, he would hear a guttering noise right next to him.
Oh,
and,
God.
He's marked with Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
And that'll be oh, that's a bonus action. What am I thinking? And
Near
his-
Danny. Ha he says.
So with plus 12 to attack, that'll give him a 24.
That hits but doesn't breach.
All right, so let's see what he does for damage. 1d6, and then it's another, what, 2d6 for Hunter's Mark?
1d6 for Hunter's Mark.
Okay, 1d6. So total of what was damage? 14 points of damage.
Okay, which he would have taken 7 of because of his armor points. Okay. And does he have more? Because you're holding action.
Yep.
And try to
So-
go through it, in the best way, in the quickest way possible, sir.
Misses, and because he misses, it doesn't engage the third attack, which would have been a tail sweep.
Okay. He's
So-
going to use punishing counterstrike. How much did he miss by? Just curious. Like, basic number.
It's about 6.
Okay. Natural 17. Plus, I think 13.
That hits.
17, 27. That's 30 plus your 6. That's 36.
Yeah, that breaches by 12.
Oh, fuck's sake. Okay. Claw attacks. 5, 16. 8, 16. 21 points of slashing damage.
Right, paint me a picture because these are not because they're not wearing as much armor and stuff as the others.
That's awesome.
Because it's kind of hard to make armor chameleon. You have to pretty much be,
You're not wrong. As this happens, he gushes through. And what's cool looking about this is as he goes into this darkened area where the sun, the rain isn't hitting, the wind sweeps all the old dust and stuff in a tunnel behind him as he enters. And as he comes down, wham, the claws are out. And it sounds like this. If I can do it.
Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Let's see here. Let's see. Hello? Just a minute. Hello? Hello? Hold on.
Okay, you said blue days.
You thought you could hide from me? Hurry! Get to the temple!
And as he does that, he does the claw damage to him. Reeks across him in an X-like form. Did that come across okay in the microphone? Okay. I'm trying neat shit.
Amazing.
Sorry. Was it pretty fun? Okay. You know what the scariest part of that whole thing was? Your Bluetooth device is now workable. Thank you. So we'll try to edit that out. So anyway, that's what he does, and as he comes through there and says that, upward slashes of both hands, you see blood splattering here as it splatters up above the roof of this inner stone working as it starts dripping off behind him. And as he turns around and shouts that to you guys, it echoes like that coming out of this crevice, almost like it's some kind of tunnel that would amplify the sound coming out of it. That will be his turn. Now, Silowin. What you doing, girl? I'm gonna move back to you. Sorry. We are getting there, folks. We're almost there.
Are there still dudes at the top?
There are. One, you really can't tell what's going on, but you do believe that they're up there. You saw Isadora fly up that direction and do some kind of call where feathers of hers started floating down and almost like some kind of echoed pattern, as if she's doing some kind of enchantment from the sky up there. So she is involved in something. The reason being is this thing is kind of sticking up higher than the rest, and you can't see over this to see where they're at, okay?
Can she get to the gate?
I think so. Let me see. Absolutely, dude. What's your movement?
Let me check that.
Sing everything for now on, please, would you? Oh, by the way, I'm moving the chameleon and calling him deceased, okay? Let me go ahead and do that. Blink! And he's gone like banishment. What'd they say? Pop! Okay.
Wait, 40?
40 would probably be, it'd be 30 plus whatever that plus sign is there beside it. So let's just say 30 plus 10?
Yeah.
40 it is. Let's go ahead and get you moved here. The gang. Silowin. Okay. Let's go ahead and say that would be 5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh, not that gate.
Oh, you want to go down here?
Mm.
Ooh, yes, ma'am. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. You saw Kiltusk go into this. You saw lightning shooting down from the top of the temple. You saw arrows, and you also would have seen from that angle, because it is high enough, you would have seen that one Weaver just getting his ass booted off the side of that after getting stuck with an arrow. And Kiltusk's like, shoom! He's right there beside me, goes, hello, darling. And down he goes. Awesome shit. You saw Baraxel jump through this as to Kari. You're next. 5 more feet of movement, and you're on the other side. Is that what you want to do?
Yep.
All right. And away we go. Doodly-doo, doodly-doo, like Wayne's World. Oh, yeah. Because we're retro like that. Yeah, I'm 40-something, so what? Bam! And just like that, Danny's well-laid plans have given us a shortcut to salvation. Praise the Lord. So, what we doing, Silowin? You've got 10 more feet of movement left, and you are up top here. You see Baraxel just getting in there and just tearing up shit on this side, and Kiltusk is over here standing, sad that he didn't pass a roll and grab his arrow out of the person falling over the side, because he rolled like shit. Anyway, I was trying to help you out, Colby.
So she's gonna step around the gate because she just came through there. If she like tries to go through it, I imagine it's going right back where she was.
35.
Mm-hmm.
You have reach with your lance. You can do it from here. You can get up close and personal.
So she's going to try to get up close and personal to stab the electrified lance right through the one that shot the electric at them in the first place.
I like it. Go ahead and roll your attack. And I want you, just for the hell of it, because there's a lot going on up here. And now, I mean, he had his turn, right? So I can't have this Weaver react. But I want you to roll some kind of stealth check to see how nimbly you pull these steps around there. Because after 1 and 2 comes through this, only a good stealth check is going to surprise this guy, which will give you advantage on your attack. Because he's seen some shit now. Is that fair, everybody? Yeah.
That
Once, shame on me.
You said stealth?
I did.
That is a 17 plus 4, 21.
Oh, Dan, it's pretty sneaky. Can you roll a perception check for me, please, for this guy? 1d20 and 1d6. Tell me what you get.
19.
19. Was that? And what was your roll again, Silman?
21.
You have advantage on whatever you're wishing to do here. Look at Jeremy grinning.
And that also.
Dude. I just love smiling faces because I get to still frame those for the video. It's good stuff.
Let's see. So for attack, it's D20 again, right?
Yes, ma'am. And then you add your attack bonus, which is on the far right of your weapons column. It'll tell you your complete attack bonus over there.
So the attack bonus is 4 plus 4 plus 4, so 12.
I think it should be totaled in the very far end.
Oh, total attack is 13.
There you are. Look at me. Doing shit like a boss.
Right. So I rolled a 16. With
Plus-
advantage, do I roll again, or do I?
Yes,
is
you
that
do.
good
And
enough?
if you get higher than 16, it's fucking baller. Excuse
No.
me.
Okay, so 16 plus
Plus
13?
13,
29.
29. God, yes. That hits and breaches. Now remember, you have weapon specialization. You can add a 1d4 to your damage of this if you would like.
So it's 1d6 plus 6 plus 4?
Yes.
Alright.
And then plus your regular bonuses on top of that. Because you're doing your lance, you're doing your extra shock damage, you're doing an extra 1d4 from weapon specialization, and when all that's all said and done, then you add your base bonus, which is pretty much your skill points that you've spent to boost it up. So
That's a lot of numbers you just, or lots of hypothetical numbers you just ran by.
I'm sorry. I'll do it one more time, okay? Your lance does 1d6.
Okay, which I just rolled a 2.
Okay, so that's 2. Okay. Now, beside that number, on the far right column, there will be a bonus number to that. It says plus something.
Plus 6, so 8.
Plus 6. That's 8.
Mhm.
Now you're doing an extra what? How many d6s for that elemental embracement that she did?
Let me look if I see it here. Bolting lance.
Got jotted down is +1 to attack and plus 1d6 would be affinity element.
Okay, so you drew in that element. So do another 1d6.
So we're at 8, so
Uh-huh.
8 plus 3, so
It's 11. Now you're adding 1d4 from weapon specialization.
I 3, so 14.
14, good job. Okay. So 14 on to Weaver number 1. Okay,
So she
that
goes
is your
like-
first attack.
She's like, "Psst, hey, you dropped this," and then stab.
It has to roll a concentration, Danny. Let's do 1d10. Constitution.
9.
It drops the gate. Correct?
Yeah, you said 1 through 10 or 1d10.
Oh, I'm sorry. The 10 is the DC, and you're rolling a 1d20.
Okay.
Sorry, it's
I'll
a
point when you
constitution
said
check.
1d10.
Okay.
14.
Okay, he's able to maintain concentration. Please continue, Silowin.
So she goes like, "Hey, you dropped this." Shoves the electrified lance into him.
So you want to do a push attack? I'll give you some more damage. Are you trying to push him off the edge?
Yes.
Man, Colby, you're just a stone cold, just laying down how it needs to be. I like it. Okay, go ahead, and I'll let you choose.
I don't have it. Yeah, I used up all my movements, and then mine.
You can either do a strength or you can do agility to try to trip him over, but he gets to counter with whatever he likes to either be able to get out of the way agility wise or stop you from shoving him over strength wise. But he'll take damage either way from the thrust. So just
Agility
for
is
the-
dex.
And just for the hell of it, to throw in some flavor, guys.
Mhm.
Just you've already got it in him. You hit him. You breached him good. Okay. Roll an attack, and that's going to gauge to me how high, what kind of bonus your DC gets because of the damage you're giving him. I think that's fair.
All I can picture is her Lion King. This guy come on the end of the lance and just lifting him
Aw.
up over the edge.
Yeah. I like it. I do.
And that was a 6.
Okay. So we're just going to go base. Are you doing athletics or acrobatics?
Acrobatics, because I have a plus 40 dex.
Okay. Roll a d20. Add your dex and your proficiency to it.
No proficiency to it?
Because you're proficient in dexterity-based things, I believe, because you're class.
So that would be a 4 plus 4.
An 8 plus 1d20.
And then I rolled an 8, so 16.
16. Danny. What do you want to roll, strength or agility? Tell me which one.
He would go with agility, but it's not looking good. He got a whopping.
You roll 1d20 plus 1d4.
Yeah, that's what I rolled, and he got an 11, and that's with a 7 and a 4.
Okay. You win this competition.
So
Yes.
this one does something different as he bails off. The gate disappears because he breaks concentration, and with this reaction, you see him throw some feathers up and
Feather
yell
fall.
something, and he floats to the ground.
Okay. I'm going to give you that because I was going to do that for the other one, but I knew he didn't have that spell.
I was gonna do that, like mention that, but like Colby had just pulled off something really cool.
Well,
and I was like,
and
man,
I knew the lesser ones didn't have that spell because I've got their shit right here in front of me. But I'll tell you what, a 1 through 15, I'll let you do that. A 16 through 20, he does not have Feather Fall as a spell.
18.
He does not have that spell.
He gives it
I'm
a
just,
solid
you know.
attempt.
No, I mean, because I give you really good odds. I give you 75% chance to pull it
Can
off.
I offer an idea?
Yes.
So her spear is through him currently. It could be that it went through his component pouch and like he can't get at the feathers.
Dude, thank you. So he's reaching through and they bumble. And he cuts his sleeve on. He's like, ah! And as it does, you see feathers floating out ahead of him. And as he starts to fall off the side of the cliff, he's like scratching for them. As he takes one fail step with a hole in him and falls 30 foot down. Roll your 1d6 base damage for just a shove for the weapon.
Me?
And then roll 6 more for the fall. Total of 4d6.
Me?
You man, you are El Chauvet.
So 3, 5, so 8,
Yeah.
4, so 12. So 14.
14, huh?
Hmm.
Okay, just a minute. It's saying I got invisible layers. It's not letting me move him. What have I done? Why?
Is that the third hit on him?
Yes. It is.
I don't like the way that your eyebrows are moving, Danny.
Just 1 minute. I got to find out what's going on here because I've got. It's Oh, I bet I know what it is. Let me see if I can find
The question and then the look
there
of
it is.
something's gonna happen. I don't like it.
it. What are you doing?
It's actually pretty good for you.
Oh, all right. Well,
Bam, and let me get rid of the gate here, okay? I thought you were going to try to throw that gate down at the bottom of, and he would have fell through, come out the other side. But he was trying to reach for feathers instead. Let me get rid of this here real quick. Oh no! Now where is it? Here it is, gate. Okay. Bye. Okay. So yes. What was the total damage on that, ma'am?
14.
14 for that fall. Danny, what are we thinking?
I think she gets to paint a picture because that's third strike on that guy.
Okay. So for expedience, we're taking the severity of, like, Ravengers had like 6. Certain people had 5 or 4, and if a good hit happens on someone so many times, we're calling this. Paint me a picture of what this looks like. You already did a great job at the beginning. As you push off, you're like, hi, and you push, and he fumbles for the feather ship, but can't do it. Nah, and he's falling down over the side. How's he hit? What's he land like? Describe the pancake.
So, you know, she goes around the gate. She goes like, "Hey, I think you dropped this." Shoves an electrified lance into him, and then kind of shoves him off. Thing is, that lance is still electrified. That hasn't, I think, gone away yet. Like, it's still kind of electrocute, like going through him, which maybe is why he like fumbled a little bit more for the feathers, because not only is he going past the lance, is his like he's vibrating because of electricity.
Yeah.
So then I think probably like he like hits the ground, and then like you just like hear like fizzling a little bit, and then someone goes like, barbecue.
Nicely done. Valder's rubbing off on her a little bit, Danny. And the Weaver is no more. Okay, with that splat it lands. Number 3 is like, oh shit, or however Vizillion sounds when they say oh shit.
With the Weaver going down, you want to do composure checks for those?
Yeah, definitely. Roll me 1d20 and 1d4s for these two weavers as we decide what they're going to do.
Great.
Well-
Yeah, Colby, what's up?
I originally had that reaver that was in the middle have a taste of his own medicine with using the Hail of Thorns arrow, but I had a 5-foot radius of it, so I would have to do like a saving throw myself if I was within 5 feet of that creature.
Oh, fuck yeah. No, that's a good
Yeah.
call. I wouldn't have thought of that. That's awesome, buddy. It'll end up being pretty freaking badass. You did well, bud. Danny, what were you doing there, sir? Go ahead.
Both of them are below. Well, what's the composure check DC?
Right now, with that landing there, this one being cursed, both of these being thrown off the side, I'm going to make the DC, I'll tell you in a second. An 18.
See you, buddy.
18.
No, they both fail.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. What is everybody's mindset right here? Because there's been some awesome things happen. There's been some bad things happen. Silverman got fucking rocked earlier, but she's rocking it back. Tell me, Jeremy, what is Brahmas's goal right now? What's your focus?
Getting up to the entrance and then holding the line until everybody gets inside.
Danny, seeing all these wizards and shit dropping from there and the other ones scampering off and bugging off, what is Bastiel's focus in this moment?
You would slow down and start looking around at that point, because either there's more hidden, or if they go away, I can take my time and not have to worry about stepping on traps.
Silwyn, now that you've just shoved this one off, the door is here. These two have bugged out, and Baraxel is making meat of this weaver over here, which is by itself now.
And I'd say as the ones bail out, you probably would hear the Ozomen ripping them apart as they...
You know what? You're right, because these guys down here were in a whole lot of a battle going on still, okay? What's crazy is now, on the other side, you got these guys coming up. I'd say at this point, at some point, they're going to be down here at the bottom looking at this body, getting ready, and I can hear, the corrupted ones yelling, to the victory and shit like that. Colby, or Silwyn, back to you. What is your focus right now? You can see running up through the guts of this place as quick as she can with a army of your comrades making a wedge in front of her, Valdera leading the way of Shakoma bravely behind, knowing that that's a huge step for her to get back into being that Atleti general and getting at confidence again. The heroism is building up in you. It's welling up in you as a bard and someone that gets emotionally attached. You sense that this is going to be achievable. What is your focus right now?
So her first focus was going to be to kind of try to take down those guys, but being that she can tell the Ozamen are going to take care of them, because she's like, I don't want them running away and then bring more people back, but the Ozamen looks like they got it covered. So I think she may sort of like drop down to in front of the gate and pull out her lance, and she's kind of looking for the Scion, which I'm blanking on her name at the moment, but she's like, that's where her focus is.
Okay. So.
Karsu.
Nicely done. Thank you. It's nice when people remember names that I created, and I have a hard time remembering too.
Yeah, so maybe either before she hops down, she's looking into the group to make sure she has eyes on Karsu, and then hops down. But yeah, her focus is on her.
Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to say that with the recent events of things that's went on, and you guys being able to do these things, I'm going to start using theater of the mind for a moment here. And we're going to move this forward. We're going, and after we're done, we're going to take a real quick break and come back and move to the next stage of this. How's everybody feel about that? Okay. Because I believe in expedience to a degree, and this would be different if everyone had got fried of lightning bolts and Brahmas would have missed and Kill Tusk wouldn't have been able to shove people off and intimidation checks. Understand it sounds like I'm being on your side, but you guys are winning right now. You're beating D&D, and it has not been easy. So I will say with that, let me go ahead and do something here real quick, if you don't mind, just for a second. Okay. Okay. With that, I'm going to explain some of the next scenes with you all. And then we're going to go to break as far as how things move on. I will give you all a chance to interact and speak about what you'd be doing next. Moving forward, just as we previously have. Let's go ahead and do it like this. So, Danny, you see that the other ones are running for their lives. And as you look up through the hollows of that place, and you can see Darius, muscular back, claws hanging low, barely resembling the cursed bard that you're used to seeing. As he looks at you through that darkened hallway, he slowly trudges up through the middle, and he takes chase after the other harvester that was taking off running, going the other direction, to counter him off. Okay? You see the other Ozaman climb up over the other side, and they start tearing apart at the body, not ravagely, but looking for components, ripping off anything magical that the one Weaver could have had left behind on it. Okay?
Better talk to mommy about that.
You would see. Roll me a. What is it to check for traps?
Would probably be
I think it's wisdom, isn't it?
sleight
Is
of
it
hand.
perception?
Probably.
Is it perception?
Oh yeah, perception. $21 for perception. I've got expertise in it.
You do not. But with a 21, you would notice that these large stone heads that line this place do look like people have tried to mess with them. There's some kind of device. There's some kind of movement to them. These large heads, they look like large titan, like carved stone faces that have the heads of jaguars around them. It reminds you a lot of what Baraxel looks like when he's in his human form.
Yes, some of them had globes in their mouth.
Some of them had globes in their mouth further down to the south of this place. And then the one you're looking at particularly, roll me a 1d20, Colby. 20 is extraordinarily perfect for what I want. 1 sucks ass, and I hate it that you even did it. Did you get a 1? You bucket of fucked. I swear to God.
We knew it was going to happen at some point, though.
You know what?
I can't be doing constantly good rolls.
And I know we're in a good group when your failures make me happy. I love when you roll shit, and it just makes things nice. So, with his 1 and your 21, you end up with like an 11, Danny. Actually, on this moment, and with an 11, which is just 1 point bearing to 10, you would notice that there are things have been messing around with some of these large titanus-like things, and these mouths up here are empty. They are void. There are no jewels in them, as the ones that you saw when you first came upon this large tower devoted to Gaia and water. Okay? That's something to
I'm gonna
put...
search the one Ravager that's closest to us, like the door that she pushed off. I'm gonna look for the Weaver. I'm gonna look and see if it would maybe have one.
Roll an investigation check.
19.
No. But with a 19, you can see one of its arms is severely torn up. As if it's been like the maw of some kind of aggressive creature. And you haven't seen anything like that happening out here. I'll leave it at there. You do what you want to do with it. That's what you notice. Okay? It has...
Promise. Stick your hand in there.
Oh, God. So now, understand...
Wait,
We can do this. She says,
I have mage hand.
we can do this.
So do I.
Do you guys want to explore this, or are you still hurrying to get inside? I am great with either one, but I want to remind you of the fact that we were charging forward at all steam, and now we're taking these moments. So if you think it's safe, you would possibly take these moments to explore and investigate a little bit more, but I want that to be a collective decision, because if one of you is looking around, investigating bodies and doing things like that, whereas the rest are trying to make their way. Brahmas, I want you to roll me a... Well, no, not you. Kiltusk. History check.
Not you.
I know, right? I know.
Just promise.
2!
Actually.
All your ones are gone.
17.
Is that with your bonuses? Okay. So, you feel that bit of calm too, and you're a little bit green too to this. You know what I mean? You are having to step up and be that laddie warrior that you didn't realize you'd have to be in these times. You and Chacoma, all of you. It's almost like when you watched the movie Red Dawn. You know, these are young soldiers that didn't know the war was coming to them, and then they had to stand up and do brave things, right? It has that kind of feel to it with you guys and the few Atlanti warriors left that are there to pick up and carry on the mantle. And as you start seeing these things, and you see Danny investigating this one particular head that's like a depiction of Gaia or Baka, or possibly something that's supposed to look like Brahmas, the curiousness leaves you for a minute, and you remember something in the back of your mind. You remember the large tunnels. You remember the caverns that are to the east and west of this place. You've defeated several Vizillion along your way. You've collected a lot of different bones, and you've done a lot of good things. But there are Vizillion all over the place. And as the sun's rising, as it has shortly done here, there are certainly more to come. A touch of panic wells up inside of you. As you look out at the others, you see them exploring, doing their thing. I've got everyone else's reaction so far, but I have yet to talk to you in this moment. What is it that Kiltusk is doing? You have the curious side of you. You examined one of these before. You have what awaits inside there. You may be anxious. You may be backwards about facing it. You have the threat of more showing up from these deep caverns to the right and left. These almost like underground pools that they seem to dwell and live in when they're not out sunbathing on this ancient relic of your people. What are your thoughts in this moment?
Kiltusk, he thinks back to when they, right before they were planning their attack, and how they told Broxel how he would stay outside and to assure all entrances are still secure while they are inside, and he still wants to fulfill that. So he would more likely prepare for anything that might be coming still, but trying to explore this temple he has barely been at as well.
Okay, so your next action would be to post up, to explore, to speak to everyone, put it in the game terms so I can act to it. Because now I know where your mind is. let's see it unfold. How do you play on that?
He would look at Broxel and signal to him to help round everybody up to discuss what's going to happen forward.
Okay. So, with that, Baraxel transforms back into his humanoid version of himself. Okay? And as he looks back over the side and sees Ozaman over on the right-hand side fighting and carrying on with other Vizillion in the distant and hearing the clashes of battle, he looks out as the rising sun is parting through the jungle trees over to the far east. And he looks out. He looks back at you and he looks at your bow. I am glad you have some arrows left. Are you prepared to use them?
Always am.
As am I. And you can see him peeling off some of the scales from fighting that weaver with his large bone claws that he wears almost like battle gauntlets. And he begins to clean them off. He looks down longingly upon Karsu, which is looking up to meet the eyes of the two of you. Her pale eyes that look almost glazed over as if a blind person's eyes. You know, Scions have these kind of eyes. She looks up at you with a touch of hope. But you can see the worry beneath it. You know her. And you know this is not going to be something easy. And this long pause everybody's taking to go through the door that everyone was stampeding towards a few moments ago. The reality of it's starting to seep in. It's time for the show. She's going to have to become something that she wasn't supposed to be for a long time. And now the weight of that is starting to hit upon you. Kiltusk. Can you guys do it? You fought hard to get here. With that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. I want you guys to think about the conversation that you're getting ready to have in the exploration. We're either going to explore this more and look through some things, or something else. I want everyone to think about that while we're on our first break. And when we come back, we can have some conversation. Does that sound good to everybody? Okay, let me go ahead and get ready to hit my magical pause recording button because it's really cool. And I'll see you all in just a little bit. Thank you. Now we're back. Okay, it's weird because when I hover that arrow over that, it only lasts for like 3 seconds and it goes back away again. So I have to keep tennis checking back and forth. But yeah, we're good. Okay, so now that we're here and everyone's had a chance to think a little bit about what they want to do moving forward, let's go ahead. We know Colby's kind of mindset and where we're at. Let's go ahead and start with Brahmas. Bastille, you seem to be going through, and is it fair to say that you're looking over the immediate surroundings? Are you checking this one floor of the temple itself, or are you scaling up and down and looking at everything, or are you joining in on a conversation? It would appear that
just the way when he was searching for tracks, I would say that he would have got sidetracked. Once he seen that those things moved, he'd still be trying to figure out if it was a trap of some sort.
Okay.
And after seeing the arm, he's probably looking in the mouth of it, trying to figure out what's up with it.
Okay, so right there, where your character was when all this started going down, you are roughly beside. Once you would go through that empty hallway towards where Darius took off chasing after those Vizillion over the side, you would be right there, open into the main gate that would go into this place. And there would be two of those large heads to the right and left of that. These things are like 10 foot tall. They are big. Which one are you going towards? The one on the right and the one on the left. Now I want to explain to you that there are several of these that line this temple throughout. There are ones maybe in places you have yet to explore. There are ones that you have passed. You know that you've passed at least. Roll me a. I guess, what would it be? Investigation. Go ahead.
14.
You know you've passed several. You know that there was at least 2 or 3 more of these that you passed on your way up here and running and going through all the chaos. And you know that there were at least 2 or 4 of the ones that had the crystal orbs in their mouth that you passed on your way up here as well. You don't remember exactly what the locations were because you were in the middle of combat trying to get some things accomplished. But now that they've run off, with that, as you start staring at these two, Shakoma and Valdera and the rest of them kind of catch up. And Valdera's breathing kind of heavy. She's carrying, and she fixes that Chimera's mantle that she wears on her side, the large, heavy black, gray, and brown fur, and she fixes it to her side, and she puts her sword down from it, and she's breathing heavily as she gives a nod to Shakoma. Shakoma looks over at Baraxel, and she looks over at Killtusk, and she says, "Do you see anything? Do more approach us. We need to know. We may only rest before a moment." And she looks to rest you, and she looks over at Karsu. She goes, and she puts her hands up beside her face, one beside her face, one on her chin. She goes, "Are you ready?" Right in the middle of her words, Karsu touches her lips and looks at her and closes her eyes. "I am," she says. She looks over to the rest of you. In that moment, would you like to investigate the one on the right, the one on the left? You have a moment to investigate something here. But Shakoma has said to these folks, there could be more things coming, and she's asking Killtusk and Braxel to look. It kind of pulls you back and forth. What's that?
On the left.
Okay. The one on the left is number 3. I see things that you can't see. D&D's cool. All right. What is that? Ooh. Okay. So, as you walk over to it, roll an investigation check.
20, dirty.
Dirty 20. As you go over to this one in particularly, you do see traces of blood, and you do see a few scales and a piece of ripped clothing that has been molded in here for quite a while, where the sun and the rain has washed all the color out of it. You can't tell if it is Atlati, if it is Fazilian, or maybe even something else. Okay? With that roll also, you can see that there has been bits of spattered blood that seem to be on the bottom lip of this large stone structure, and as you look into the hole, it is dark. Are you using your particular sight?
Yes.
As you look down into it past where the sun would not shine, you are seeing what looks like, and this is hard to describe, okay, but it looks like a crystal ball that is about the size of a tennis ball. But it looks like it is made out of the stone that is like a tiger's eye looking stone, like that orange and black striped rock. Is that what they call that stuff?
Yeah.
And it seems to be wrapped around some kind of primitive, almost looks like an ancient Mesoamerican like blanket weaving like kind of thing. It looks like it's wrapped around in some kind of necklace made of this stuff that's woven around it, and the weaving of it holds the stone in place in a spot, and it sits back there. The one part of it oddly looks like an eye. It almost kind of reminds you of like that picture of Sauron's eye on the top of the Lord. It's not like flaming, but the actual natural features of the rock have that appearance to it, where it almost looks like a tiger's eye. Laying up in something like this. You've seen something similar to like this before when you were dealing with Tonja. Quite a long time ago. In that moment with a 19, Danny, you make a strange connection. What are you doing? Do you want to think about it and I'll move to someone else for a minute, or you want to go?
He casts Mage Hand.
And Silhouette's back here like, Mage Hand, right? Because I heard her before we went to break.
Yeah, she reminded me of that.
Okay, so roll a d20 plus your spellcasting ability, and let me know how well Mage Hand performs for you. I love that we roll d20s to determine how well spells go off. It gives a whole new fucking feel to the game. I absolutely love it.
Plus 9, so 21.
21. A clean 20, not a dirty.
No, it's a dirty 21, but...
Okay. What are you doing with Mage Hand?
Use Mage Hand to reach back in there and try to pull the necklace out.
As it reaches back in there, you hear something faint begin to emanate from inside the statue, a vibration of some kind. Something has been activated. Something is being done. And as it does, wisps of almost like a fog, like cloud-like substance move in and out through the different holes and orifices of the head. They come out of the large eye sockets that stared out empty, curl in through the nose, come out the other eye, go in through the ear, come out through the ear, go underneath of one of the fangs that's hanging down from the lower chin, curl back around and sneak back into the large jaguar looking or a Takari looking headpiece that it has on, and roams around it. And then do you feel what it feels, or do you ask it to pull things for you?
You can't feel it. It's all just with your mind moving it.
As you do begin to pull this thing forward, you start to see it emerge from the teeth, and then all of a sudden, out from the mouth, this fog smoke-like substance seems to reach out, and it has what looks like an eagle's shaped clawed hand made of smoke that grabs onto the thing and begins to pull and fight back and forth versus your hand. With this, you rolled a 21 for the power of your spell. I'm going to roll a counter with the power that this thing has to protect what it holds. We'll see what happens. The towns dig deep into it, to the point where you're almost afraid it's going to do damage to it. And as you are willing Bigsby's hand to pull this even closer to you, you can see that sun rays and rain start to pass through the fog itself. It begins to weaken, and in a shrill, and you can almost see the smoke itself as it recoils into the mouth, almost like a snake going back into its hole. It seems to be hurt by what has happened, and you are able to retrieve the object. Do you bring it over to yourself and place it to your hand, or do you place it onto the ground, or what do you do with it?
I carry it with the hand and actually walk over to Arsu.
Okay. As you do hold it in your hand, you feel something, some alertness, some sense come over you, and all of a sudden, you remember exactly how many of these heads were on this place. You know that there's another one of these large heads of Gaia or Baka or whatever they are, up in a place that you haven't even explored yet. And you see it in a flash. As you look down, the swirling colors inside this thing, the oranges and the blacks, and the mineral colors, and it seemed to swirl a little bit. As the line, you notice now, is fixated on you, where the eye would be. As you go to, do you go to hand it to her, or do you go over to Karsu?
Just go over to her, still holding it.
As you do, Shikoma steps in front of you, in between the two of you, and gives you a very studying look. And she says, her eyes are wide enough. Without the vision of the Takari eye. If you wish to see these things, you will see truths. You will see amazing distances, and you will also see pain.
Pebbles.
Be careful with that. Not everything is meant for our eyes. And she walks over to you and she closes your hands around the thing and pushes it easily back to you. As she does that, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, fuck. Nice! Holy shit, I got a natural 13.
Fuck yeah, Earl! You did? What's the total?
15.
15. With a 15, you get a flash of Shikoma on her knees with heavy rain pouring down all around her. It lasts for a full second. And when you see it, you see her sobbing because no one else is around. You see her spear and her shield thrown down at her side, and her panacho laying on the ground. And she is just saying things in a language you can't understand. It looks like she has done everything but just straight up given up. You need to have 4 magic points removed from you, Danny. And you take 3 points of psychic damage, as you have got a glimpse into the fear and the most recent heartache of Shikoma, but for a cost. Brahmas. As you are marching up through the opening, this kind of underpass piece that you've come up out of, the one you saw Darius combating and heard his voice, Monster's voice echo down through heroically. You see this interaction between the two. You see Silouan, once she has landed down there, standing to the side, almost using her hands as if watching someone else feed a child, and you can't help but go through the motions as he was casting Bigby's hand on this thing, and she really wanted to see that happen. You hear all the things going on about, look over this way, are there more coming from the left and right? You feel the urgency. You see the investigations going on. What does Brahmas do in this moment?
But at this moment, Brahmas is looking around. He's not going to go in until he knows everybody that was going in is in. And at that point, he's basically going to be the brick wall between them and anything following.
Okay, so how would you verbalize that, or how would you just physically do that? Because here's the thing, and it's not your fault. This is a tough thing about D&D. We all have these ideas, but unless we communicate them out loud in a group, everyone can want to do all kinds of things, but nobody will do anything unless we say something.
Oh, it'd be gestures, looking around, and come on.
Okay, so just in a line, you're ushering with some urgency to get people inside.
Fastest wait.
Okay.
He's holding that necklace and he goes, he's counting how many he remembers now, and he says, there are others of these. If you feel like, look at these statues. Look in the mouth of them.
Braxel speaks up over you. Would you say this? In mid-sentence, almost in a way. And he says in that group voice, and I don't know if I remember explaining this to you to get you to visual on the voice, but Baraxel will be played by the actor that was the Native American Indian in the first Predator movie. That's who he is. I think I've mentioned it to you, haven't I? It's been months ago, but that's him. That's where his voice comes from. It's that deep and has a little bit of that, you know. And as that happens, he looks at you and he goes, remnants and pieces of a past. They do not need to be revisited now, but they do need to be taken back and claimed for our people. And he
Those
gives a
people
nod.
ruled this place. What's there may help us in there. When you see it, you'll know it.
He looks over to the side and looks over the tree line.
I
And
hold
looks
out
down
that
to you.
necklace for him to look.
As you do that, he cringes and he holds his head back from you. He says, I do not seek the sight of the damned. And he's a little bit offended, and you can see superstition runs deep with him, as you would suspect, upon thinking about it for a minute. The natural adventure in you and Vander's lust of magical items and things, you can feel has grown on you a bit, Bastille. As maybe this isn't something that Bastille of 2 years ago would have said. Especially with the tense conditions. It seems Braxel's leaning more towards Bromus's ushering people in. Is there something you would like to verbalize as Braxel makes his way to you, Jeremy, seeing this small, not a confrontation, this small scene between Danny and Braxel?
No, I think Promise would give him a nod as he passes by. He's still keeping a sharp eye out on the outside.
Okay. He would stand to the other side of the doorway and cross his claws and wipe off some of the things and stand there and look at Karsu and says, the decision is ultimately yours. We await your turn and your bravery, Scion. Do this when you believe it is the right time. And he stares out forward almost as if he's looking into a ghost that is not there. With that, Silwyn, what do you say to interact in this moment? If anything. If not, that's fine.
I think if anything, she may kind of lean down and whisper, and she's like, if you need, I have a little bit of invisibility. No, should we need it, let me know. We'll do a quick tap and then just keep you hidden. And then she gives like a little okay hand, so then she knows, like, because like it's a lot obviously, and there's could be a lot of stuff, but just so then she knows, like, if she needs a time to hide, like fully hide, then like Silhouette could cast invisibility and give her like a tap on the head, and then.
That's awesome. Shikoma gives you a very thankful look and a nod. And now, because the Scion's eyes are still closed as she is getting ready and focusing her mind to go into this, you believe she heard you, but Shikoma is giving you the verbal or the visual acknowledgement of what you've said to her, almost like an ambassador.
Yeah, I think probably in the back of her mind, and I'm not sure if she's gonna I don't think she's gonna say this out loud, but Saloon is planning, like, if things start like going to like major shit, like if they are overwhelmed or whatever, she is gonna make sure she gets a hand on the Scion's head and then cast invisibility so then she can be hidden or get out of there. Nice.
Cool. You might want to write a note of that down so next time we play you have that in your back pocket and you can remember. Okay? Now I'm going to open it up to the group. No more turns. Everybody knows what they're thinking. Interact with each other. Ask me the questions. Some of you are ready to move on. Some of you are watching to see if the danger is coming on. Some of you want to use the bounties of this place and see if they help us usher forward. There's a weird push-pull here. There is a time element. The sun is rising.
I steps up and looks into the one on the right.
Okay. As you walk in that direction, go ahead, guys. What are we all doing?
Ramos is going to keep a special eye out on Bast, but he's going to be keeping a kind of a general in his peripheral everything else.
Oh, Brahmas would actually remember the last time he got a hold of something magical that Dredin had to get it away from him. That dagger that he took from him.
Okay. I'm going to roll to see what's going on. Keeltusk, are you looking out over the eastern and western sides?
Yes,
you-
I'm like kind of like constantly scanning that entire side.
Roll perception check, please.
$14.
14. You detect nothing from the far side, the eastern side, which is the right. The western side, to the left. You think you see something, some movement off in the distance, but you can't tell if it are Vizillion coming to the sounds of battle, or if it's some kind of ancient kind of dinosaur that be coming through here, or other creatures that inhabit this place. You can't get an eye on anything, but several hundred yards off, there is something stirring. Write that down, to which side was bare and which side was not, okay? Keep a note of that. Verbalize it if you want. If not, keep it to yourself. If no one, I'm just going to let you guys do this. Danny, you're going over to the one on the right.
I mean, if Kiltas is skeptic about it and is not really sure, he really isn't gonna like raise any alarm unless he's know for sure if it's friendly or not.
Okay. Okay, just a minute.
Silhouin raises her one wing over Karsu's head to block the sun from her.
That's awesome.
Just like a little
Danny?
parasol.
As you seem to be, and it's not like there's, you know, there was danger. You know, you were in a hurry. But now you're intrigued by this. How long have these things been sitting here? Is it this easy?
Right.
But would that have been easy for someone else? Maybe your skill set, maybe there's a reason you're here. The time that's passing for you to do this is drifting off into the distance as the need to search and acquire these things and move forward is pulling you in that direction against the urgency that you displayed earlier. You walk over to the one on the right, very, very similar situation. This one, however, is clean and bare. A darkened void is in between the lips of this thing's open mouth. There is nothing particularly around it. I would like for you to do an investigation check to look further if you would like.
Let's see. Investigations. It's 17.
Was it 17? Okay. As you do this, you hear Valdera stepping up beside you. And as you're peering into this, she looks and just make sure. Oh, definitely. Okay. She looks at you and she looks around. She goes, "Is this what we're doing?"
Figure out how the outside works. Kind of already have a clue when we went into the inside, right? These statues move, they contain things.
goes, she goes, fuck it, I'm with you, but if they're looking out for something and people are watching our back, and she kind of kicks herself in the ass, she goes, I don't ever believe that I ever got lucky in a fight, and you know better, right? She looks over at Silwyn. She sees her hurting pretty badly, with the wing being in the shape that it is. She looks back at you. She looks at Karsu readying herself. She goes, if they keep on wanting to fall in front of Wrathhaven, which is her blade name, I'll keep swinging. But, Vander's only got room for so many more of these things. Let's not take forever. Alright?
Get it. What a price.
You're carrying that shit back. I'm not. I've got enough stuff. And she moves her vest to the side a little bit and shakes, and you can see some of the Vasilian scales and some of the other things she's acquired since we've been here, and some of the dinosaur bones. She's got a collection. I've been rolling for it.
Oh yeah, we got Displacer Beast. We got...
Yeah. She puts her sword down against the stone with a clank and stands and looks at the other. And she goes, just a few more moments, then we'll head in. If anyone has anything to say to her, feel more than free. If not, I'm going to move forward with Danny.
I'm pretty sure if you're treasure hunting, there's more inside.
You and Silwyn says this?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not just that. It's how they work. There's something to them. You can see where they moved. And then this one had this in it.
Okay.
And it was magical what held it.
Go ahead and look on to the next empty one. It's a 17, you said?
Yeah.
You peer in with your sight. Inside, you see something that is very strange. It appears to be a small gecko-like, chameleon-like creature that is sitting there in a pose, and it seems as if it has been mummified with some kind of piece of binding wrapping around it, a thin string that completely mummifies and encapsulates this gecko, almost stuck, frozen in time, almost like a cocoon of a, it's completely mummified in this long string and is wrapped and stuck in place. You can't tell if it's wrapping around an actual chameleon or gecko, or it's made of this binding and kind of like thin string or something, and it's sitting inside of there.
Cast an illusion of it for Shakoma to see.
Okay,
Would this be a weapon?
Minus your magic points. You cast an illusion of what you see.
Yes.
Continue with what you're saying.
Would this statuette be something you could use against them?
She looks to it for a minute and she walks up to it closely. As she goes to touch it but realizes it's not real and looks to you, she goes, I have no knowledge as to what this is. I know what it is meant to appear to be and what it symbolizes to our people. But I have no knowledge of what this means. She doesn't know what it is.
Bass doesn't like anything that resembles chains wrapped around.
So,
You know,
she says it represents illusion. The ability to walk amongst our people and be sinister and be something other than what you are, to be unseen, to blend into the things that are around you. It is a chameleon bound. That is all I can tell from looking at this creature. Anyone else? Everyone's seeing this. Anyone can say whatever they want. I'm just sitting here. It's your game, guys. What are you doing?
Promise is still watching. Once Cyril would have passed, I definitely would have done a lay on hands.
Awesome.
Popped
Since
out.
I mentioned that about her being hurt, yeah, I get you. So with that, go ahead and play it out. Do your thing and roll your dice.
Yeah, so Cyril's walking past. He's keeping an eye out on Bast, and he puts a hand on her shoulder.
So if this could make someone a chameleon,
Hey,
somebody-
Danny. I'm sorry. It's okay. He was right in the middle of doing his scene. Go ahead, German.
We just look at her. It's just, you did well. And he's going to give her 15 points.
Nice, buddy. Good deal. Sylvan, any reaction to that? You guys got the table.
I think Sylvan just like beams a little bit, just like
Okay. Now, Danny, go ahead if you're in her thought, buddy. What are you thinking?
he looks at Kill Tusk and thinks about him with his arrows if something couldn't see him.
Okay.
And he just kind of states it out loud. What if he was able to do that, to blend in, to not be seen? I don't have any trouble hiding.
Kill Tusk, you have a response to this?
If I can- if this does make me, as blend in, it would probably benefit me, since I am, as you can tell, trying to stay unseen and use my bow as my advantage.
Roll a history check to see if you identify what maybe the item symbolizes. Colby, the DC is high.
You said it, history?
Uh-huh.
Natural 20.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Okay. God, that fucking gets rid of all the mystique there, doesn't it?
He knows everything.
So, you do know a legend. And there is said to be a ceremony. Natural 20, I mean, I got to. I can't help it. There is said to be a ceremony where if the binding of a bow, the string that strings a bow, is wrapped around a chameleon, such as this, and the proper incantations are performed and things like that, after a while, that string possesses the power of that chameleon. What it does is it enables a person to be able to shoot arrows. You don't know how many times a day, you don't know if it's once around, you're not sure, but it gives the ability of arrows to take on the form of chameleons. It makes it where arrows go through the air that are camouflaged, if used properly. But you know, as everything else that is done in this way, especially being into these things were kept hidden and secret for a reason. There is a dark side of it, and you're not quite sure what that is. As a child, you just focused on the part of the legend that appealed to you. It may have even been something that made you interested in being an archer to begin with a 20. But that's what you believe this to be. Now, that's just what you know in your mind. You haven't said shit out loud yet. So that's what you've got there.
I love how when you're making up for the natural one with the natural 20, and also when you said it takes on the shape of chameleons as the bow, I was just picturing lizards getting shot through the air.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, yeah.
Conan with the snake.
Yeah, Conan, yeah. You reckon he meant to shoot me at the collar? to you. You know, can't just
That's
go
what
flying
he's
about like
doing.
that, now can we?
Your people built this temple. I wonder if it would struggle if you reached in it the way it struggled for me. Maybe it would deem you worthy just by your blood alone.
Well, I'm not sure if getting that item is a good idea, because when I was a child, there was a legend based on this artifact, and it appeared to camouflage my arrow, the bow's arrows, if you wrap it around with bowstring. And as far as I know about this legend, because it was intriguing to me when I was younger, I only know of the good side, but I don't know how much I can use it, or the bad side of this artifact.
Jeremy, roll me a perception check.
I may have to drop off, by the way.
I know.
17.
We're hurrying. 15?
17.
17. You hear something very strange. You did not expect. You almost don't even know if you heard it. Whispered words seem to float past you within Brahmas. Who are you? Who are you? And just as soon as you start to focus on this, you hear an Ozaman roar out from the side. You all hear this. As I've been rolling dice as you're going through this casually. Something is approaching from that side where Colby saw movement earlier and did not say anything because he wasn't sure. Ozaman have encountered it, and there is a battle going on down below into the woodlands that lie beneath the outskirts of the temple. This is within 100 yards of the base of this temple at this point. Battle has broken out. That's all I'm saying. And with that, because some of us have to go, we'll go ahead and call it for tonight. Start thinking about what you're going to be doing moving forward. Think about what that means to you, Colby. Danny, if you can hang out for just a few more minutes after this, we'll do some bullshitting and some plan talk about next time. I want to thank everybody for hanging out. 10:37, not bad. You know what I mean? We made a long way, and we did not make it inside the temple, and that's okay, because there was a lot of shit to do outside still. I just hope you all don't feel as if I'm dragging this out too long. But I think it was cool. There's all kinds of neat stuff, and think about who knows what you guys are into now. Who knows where it'll go, and that's where I like it. So, as always, Brian Kynes again saying goodbye, good night, and thanks. If you like these videos, please like and leave a comment. I appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Have a good one.